Hello, everybody, and welcome to Thursday Night Fight, which is not our usual slot. We're usually here on Saturday, but we are just stepping in today to be able to help out so that we can just help out and show you some really cool games. I'm Nearly Not Quite, and joining me is, as usual, Mataragus.
Hey everyone, sorry for the immediate quiet as we went live, but we're back for another Thursday Night Fight, and we're super excited about this one. It has been entrusted to us by David. David is recovering from surgery, so we're wishing him all the best of recovery. And in the meantime, we're going to knock it out of the park with tonight's format. So, sorry, I'm also responding to messages as we're doing this, but it'll be really interesting to see what happens tonight. We've got our deck breakdown sorted, and there has been an interesting shift in the way that people want to address this tournament. And what we're actually seeing is a rise of Yasuo. Oddly, there's quite a few people who've decided to log in with that deck.
Yeah, let's
we're
bring
hoping
that
some of those
graphic up now, actually. Let's see what we got here. So yeah, our Kaisei still is massively dominating the meta with the majority of decks that are here. But as you said, Yasuo is coming in at a second there.
Yeah, we don't see that a lot. Most people kind of writ off the Yasuo as being not playable, but we've seen some great players actually really starting to play around with it. And the people that seem extraordinarily good with it are really knocking it out of the park. And a few people have decided to go with whatever's happening here tonight. So yeah, we've got quite a big meta going up. We will be starting with our first feature match, taking one of our previous Hall of Famers, 10K Turnips, who will be piloting Volibear. We're going to go with the Volibear because that one's fun, but I'm expecting we'll probably see a Yasuo in round 2, or we'll see them all KO'd. But it's been a long time. I think it's never happened that we've seen more Yasuo in a tournament than Master Yi. So going to be exciting. Quite a few sets starting to pop up as well, actually.
Yeah, it's
Sorry, I just read in the chat. It's just like, oh, Nickelback. Yeah, just
it's how you remind me of what I really am. Okay, so yeah. I think everybody is just yes, Yasuo, more like Yasuo. I hate that I did that. I hate that I said that out loud.
I mean, yeah, you're gonna have to live with that, knowing that you're one of those people now. You're like, Yasuo, but at least you're saying it right. It could have been worse.
Yeah.
I will do my best to try and figure out where 10K Turnips is, as that's the table I'm looking for. Or I can also just look for their opponent, Diamond Hat, and see if they're sat down.
Yes.
And then I'll get us the details. 10K Turnips here. I'll just go to pop in, and I'll be right back.
No worries. Thank you all for joining us today. I know that it is just a little bit of a detour onto our channel rather than the Thursday Night Fight that you're used to. But I'm hoping that a lot of the graphics and really cool things that you're seeing on here, we're going to hand that over so that David will have that as well. We're just getting the name of the table, so we're able to go straight over there, and then we'll be starting the round. I just need to be able to change people's names as well as we go over there, but we are actually going to be waiting for round 1, a Thursday Night Fight. It just looks like there may be a bit of a dispute on tables. Just who's meant to be on what table more than anything else. A few people popping in just to say hi. But thank you for joining us today. What is everybody looking forward to today? I think we're probably going to be seeing some Kaiser, as we always do. Hi, Matt, you back?
Yes, I am. We should be able to find the game under here. I'll just send it to you on the chat. But then we'll be able to hop on in and take our spectator seat and then be able to look at it. Also, for anybody who's looking at these really awesome graphics, Nearly's actually put these together over the past week or so. We've been working on this and a lot of our graphics and animations and stuff. So really, really super excited to be able to be showing these off on stream. And they will become a feature for when David takes back over the stream, when they're backing up and at it. So we'll get all of those assets over. So you get to have all of this really cool content every stream. Again, the unofficial sponsor.
That table, the name that you sent me.
Okay. Let me just have a quick look for it myself.
No worries.
But yeah, the unofficial sponsor for tonight's event is again Monster Energy, which is going to help us get through to 4 a.m. Again, they are not actually a sponsor for legal reasons, but they're going to be...
Oh, I found them.
You found them? Okay, awesome.
Yeah. Excellent. So I'm just going to get connected over there and get the table oriented.
And I'll put time in.
Okay, and do you want to just join the table via Tabletop Simulator? Just to make it a little bit easier.
Yes, I can do that. Bang. Okay. And I'll also set the timer on my phone so that I can make sure I track that correctly. Yeah, we have 26 players, I believe, this evening, right? So we're playing 5 rounds, and this is, what is it, single elimination, double elimination? We have a winner's bracket, and that's what we're going to be featuring.
We have a winner's bracket and we have a loser's bracket. I think that's usually called double elimination. But that's just me. It looks like they're just sorting out who's going first, and we are going to head over to the table. Okay, here we are.
Players. Yeah, players are just throwing out their mulligans. We're going to be playing on the Obelisk of Power and the Hirana Monastery. Oh, we're actually seeing Master Yi. Not Master Yi, sorry. It's Lee Sin, the blind monk. I was trying to say Master Sin, and then I realized that that's completely wrong. You should not be mixing these two up.
Master Sin? You made me do it now, Lee Sin.
It is Lee Sin, the blind monk.
What a fun match.
This is unusual. And 10k Turnips is a very strong player, so I'm expecting great things. And I have been trying to find a way to make the Lee Sin deck work. I think there's some gas in there if you want to start cooking with it. There's a lot of really good buff synergies. It'll be interesting to have more time practicing on it. Obviously, the problem that I have with Lee Sin is it's a little bit slow to get going, as you've got a couple of different ways you can play into the very buff-heavy focus, where you start using your legend ability. You can focus on your chosen champion and just buffing it up to the moon, and then sending it in to just like roundhouse kick everybody.
As Lee Sin is wont to do.
Yeah, it's just the really unfortunate thing about Lee Sin is it shares the same colors as Master Yi, and Master Yi has proven to be incredibly successful. So it's in the card pool that Lee Sin should be just as good. The chosen champion, you could argue, is probably a little bit less impactful initially. It takes a bit longer before it's relevant, and your legend ability gives you 1 stat point, but Master Yi has proven that this color combination works, which is why I think that Lee Sin has legs, because we don't play the Master Yi signature spell, which is it's Highlander. We just don't play it, whereas the Lee Sin one is actually quite playable, in my honest opinion. It's Charm, but it can also double up as removal. The only problem being it is a little bit expensive in a faster format. So again, Lee, not so comfortable in fast zone, but we're going to be seeing the first point of the game scored by Lee Sin, and then we're going to use the Monastery to draw a card. And of course, the really cool thing is we can just keep putting buffs down whenever we want. Now, what's really interesting with this Lee Sin aesthetic, which if you hover over it and just press the Alt key, you can bring up a big version for people to see.
Is this Lee Sin? Where's Lee Sin? There is Lee Sin.
Lee Sin. Yep. On the board there. And what we generally get to do with this is we want to sit him in, and if you use the scroll wheel, you can actually make that really big.
There we go. It is really big.
Yeah, so we can actually read it.
7 might.
Yeah, so it can. The cool thing with this is it gets unlimited buffs. So unlike other characters, which can only have 1 buff, Lee Sin can just keep gaining them, and he has an ability where you can exhaust him in order to gain a buff, and then you can use your legend ability to add additional buffs. So Lee gets very, very big, which makes the Monastery of Hirana pretty awkward to sit on, as Lee Sin kind of is very good at just sitting and holding. It also has shield, which always catches people off guard. I have numerous times gone to attack into this and go, whoa, wait a minute. And what I like about this volley is it looks like we're not necessarily playing the Dazzling Aurora build. We might be, but we've played the Blazing Scorcher, which generally is not something you want to get if you spend 9 and then get this off of Aurora. I mean, Aurora is just a very strong card, so we might be seeing it. But Volibear's legend ability says whenever you play a mighty unit, so a unit with more than 5 power, you can exhaust him to channel a rune exhausted instead. So this is why Volibear has a bajillion runes. And as it goes through, we've just seen Immobilize, and we've also seen the Blazing Scorcher, which has basically ramped us 2 runes. So yeah, we are deploying Volibear Furious. Even I was going to say vicious. It is vicious. Whenever this attacks, it deals 5 damage split among any number of enemy units here. So it's very good at cleaning up wide boards. It also has Deflect 2. It's the only unit in the game with multiple Deflect, which makes it quite aggravating, actually. What we can see here is Lee Sin, the little engine that could is going, and we're using Lee Sin's ability to exhaust him, to put a buff on. That means we can use the arena bar, the gear put in play, to put a buff on an exhausted friendly unit. So Lee Sin is potentially gaining 3 might every turn.
Just getting
and this
bigger
is going to
bigger.
Yeah, and that face down card is most likely Azonia's Hourglass, based on generally how this deck plays. It could also be Stand United. Stand United is one that does see play in the Lee Sin deck because it gives you a buff and then doubles the value of all buffs. So all of a sudden, if you've got 6 buffs on Master Yi, 6 buffs on Lee Sin, you're just getting like +1 for each of those buffs. You're going like up to +12. He is a master. Like if you were training under him, you'd call him Master Sin. Like, I think he should get an honorary title, so I just don't appear wrong on the live stream.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. The monster's really working overtime here for you. You can tell that it has been an entire day.
Oh, a Dragon Kick. Okay, so we're going to be kicking the Volibear into the Obelisk of Power. And then what happens is both units deal damage to him. If you just hover over the Dragon's Rage, this is a really, really cool card. So this basically moves a unit into a different place, and then they deal damage to each other. I really like this play. Even though you have to play the deflect cost, you kick the Volibear into the obelisk, so then it's miles away from being able to come into the other battlefield, which is what you're currently holding. So that Volibear now needs to move back to base and then find a way to move over to gain any value. And we've also taken out the Blazing Scorcher. And okay, we're going to go ahead and we're making an attack. Okay, yeah, so the thing is because that wasn't combat damage, the Volibear didn't heal, so the Volibear is sitting with 5 damage on it, and then we can just pump up our Pit Rookie and send it in and clobber Volibear Furious. You don't see that very often, a Pit Rookie going toe-to-toe to that. And Lee Sin grows ever bigger as he prays in the monastery. Well, meditates in the monastery. I wouldn't say... I don't know if he's a religious man.
Well, yeah, I'm not sure.
I believe he's spiritual.
The way that you said prayed was more like a pray. He's like, I'm waiting for you. Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying.
That was a crushing loss for 10k turnips to basically have their board traded off in that situation. They still hold a bunch of cards, but Lee Sin is now already at 10 might. And every single turn that this goes past, we're going to be seeing the Lee Sin get further and further out of range. I did just see a disconnect, so we'll just see how that... they might just be waiting for us. Might just be reconnecting. Oh no, it was just a random player who had no reason being here. There you go. It's fine.
Fair enough. Oh, Cerns in the chat says, Volley prays in the monastery by drinking at the arena bar. Oh, no, and then just corrected that it's Lee Sin that is drinking in the arena bar.
Yeah, he's learning the style of drunken boxing. Yeah, no, I really like this setup right now because we've taken a lead. We've got a whole bag of tricks, especially in our colors body calm, so green-orange. And we've got the arena bar on the go. We've probably got a counter spell of some description, which is going to be most likely Defy. Obviously, I'm speculating. I'm not actually looking at the player's hands to keep this interesting. Now, Volibear does have access to some really cool cards, like Sky Splitter, which is a card that reduces its cost based on the power of the highest unit that you've got, so you can actually reduce it down to just only costing a single Fury power. But 5 damage doesn't really do a lot when Lee Sin is going up to 12 might.
It looks like we're reconsidering that.
Okay.
Kiana did also hit, yeah. Kiana has just hit the board.
Kiana is super cool. I like this card. It's It's a weird one because it should on paper be absolutely insane, but I think one of the things that gets underestimated is how much time it takes to move from one battlefield to the other. And Kiana only does something on Conquer. So you generally get Kiana's effect off once, and then it takes you at least 2 turns to get it over to the other place, unless you've got a way of readying it with something like First Mate or ganking. And you have to not control the battlefield. You have to be able to take both. So you kind of only really ever get 1 trigger. And if you get 2 triggers out of it, it's really paid its value. There's a lot of weight in the deflect cost, but Kiana does get focused down quite hard. And it always just kind of feels like it underperforms in a lot of instances. It is a great card, don't get me wrong. I love it in Master Yi, where when they attack into it, it has 6 might, so it's very hard to remove. And if you've buffed it with a pit rookie, it goes up to 7, which means it can defend itself and then move back and get ready to move over if you need it to. It's just, I figured we'd see a lot more Kiana performing well in tournaments, and that should be helping keep the number of Kaisers down, but it's just not happening. Also, glad to have CERN in the chat. CERN was last week's winner, who was playing Master Yi, with a spicy flavor of Sona added to the mix. And that I ultimately was able to take down the tournament.
Excellent. Welcome into the chat. We got royalty.
A Hall of Famer.
A Hall of Famer.
We're going to see Cadragon coming down. Cadragon the Infernal lets you draw a card for each mighty unit you control, and that's going to be 2. So it's just play it, draw 2. Fury, the red color, does not get access to good card draw. It's kind of really inconsistent. So something that has 9 might, drawing you 2 cards is very, very good. Sorry to cut you off there. I just saw some action and just couldn't.
No, absolutely fine. The only thing that you interrupted me for was Dr. Rick Marsh in chat just said, tell me why I don't bring Volibear into Houston. And I was just going to say, why not? Because you can barely bare your teeth for a barely big bear of a battle with your Volibear.
Oh, the English major, English literature major, of course, will come out with some awesome stuff. What we're seeing here is Lee Sin gaining additional stats. We get 1 from Shield, and then we get to play the Discipline. And we are going to go for a Void Seeker.
15. The Void Seeker is going to bring that down a little bit, though, isn't it?
Yeah. We're going to go Zonya's Hourglass. So, we're going to hold that lead, and we're going to take out the second Volibear Ferocious. And now what happens is Lee Sin can just move back into the monastery, and you can just spend 1 of your buffs to get another card draw, which is very, very strong, because despite the fact that we're at a rune disadvantage against this Volibear, 10k Turnips' Volibear, we are holding our own on cards. So we're not really burning a ton of cards. We're pretty much playing around Protect the President kind of build here, where this Lee Sin is the win condition. We can just spend a buff, draw a card, and then we can just put like another 2 buffs on it with our Legend and the Arena Bar. But we'll see. And with that number of cards in hand, there's kind of a ton of great tricks in these colors, which would be, for example, Primal Strength. So running in would be very risky to attack the Lee Sin, but the longer that stays in play, the more out of reach it's getting. You've got to start throwing 2 giant fatties at it every turn. Oh, this is a card we also don't see very often. This is Lee Sin Centered. This one is a 6 might 6 with 0 power cost, which makes this card extraordinarily appealing. You can accelerate it for an additional 1 energy and a power of body, and it gives all units that are buffed +2 might. So if you've got a bit of an army on the go, you slam it in, and all of a sudden you get a mini grand stratagem on an accelerate unit that already has 6, which is just crazy. And now we're defending the Obelisk of Power with 14 might, and the Lee Sin battlefield with at least 12 might. And we see another face down card. This is going to be really hard for Volibear to crack.
I was about to say, it is pretty much a giant wall of Lee Sin. Just a massive abs is basically sat in front of the Volibear. How do you crack through this, Matt?
Oh, they're all praying in the Church of Iron, so they're at the gym, and I'd say the way you do that is you just take a bunch of steroids. That'd be the way to do it.
We don't endorse that. Just so you're aware, we don't. We don't endorse that.
Absolutely not. If steroids are illegal where you are, don't use them. If they are legal, well, then you make your own moral judgment on how good you want to look on Instagram. That's not my business. But this is going to be really, really hard for 10K to get through. The Church of Muscle is just a gym.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't know. When you pray to Chad, the god of gains, you end up like Arnold Schwarzenegger. At least that's what I've been told. Ginormous. Yeah, this hold is looking very strong. And we're seeing both variants of Lee Sin being played in the same deck, which I really, really like here. I do really think this archetype has real gas behind it. It's just need to spend a bit more time and figure out how you're going to approach those faster matchups, like things like Annie, Set, Kaisa. Those are all kind of decks that cause you quite a bit of trouble as they start moving very quickly, or the low to the ground Yi decks. And Yi is an absolute menace. Once they get onto a point, it's very hard to take them back off of a Yi. We're at maximum runes for the volley bear, and the sad thing is when you get to this situation, if you don't have a reliable way of spending the power, you're effectively losing your legend ability, as you just can't gain the additional runes. 12 is the maximum. So now at this point, you just want to be aggressively spending your power just so you keep getting value by playing overpowered cards. We are going to be seeing Dead Plume Predator. We're going to say it correct this week.
Almost. Yeah. It's Dead Bloom Predator.
Dead Bloom Predator. Oh, curses! Foiled again by that orange monster.
We are going to keep on that little timer of that little check mark that we've got for every time that you say a card wrong, Matt.
Oh, we should have it. It could be like a...
I think we're on like 17, 18 maybe over the last 4 streams.
The Krillin gets own counter for the Team 4 stars Dragon Ball Z Abridged. Just put that down. Okay, we're going to be seeing Sky Splitter. This is the card I was talking about earlier. Just being able to play it in a showdown to deal 5 damage to a unit. We control Cadrigan, so we can just pay that for 1 power. So we get to put 5 damage down on Lee Sin centered, and then we've got our Dead Bloom Predator. Oh, and we're going to be seeing the Stand United, and this is one of the crazy hidden cards that allows you to affect other battlefields. So it lets you put a buff on a unit, and then all buffs gives an additional +1 this turn. So this Kiana is going to be going up to 8. So now this Dead Bloom Predator can only take out one of these 2 units, even though we've got 5 damage on the Lee Sin. And that's pretty huge. No, I say it's pretty huge. It is absolutely huge. Now the cards are even
if
more
Lee Sin
stacked.
wasn't so buff already...
H-Tech Ray, okay. So we've got 8 damage coming through. We might see the Defy being forced here. And Guard is playable, but it's not the best value. The Kiana is going to lose 2 might if this happens. So that Dead Bloom Predator is going to... We are going to force a Defy.
Yeah.
I mean, you get 2 for 1 quite hard in this situation if that Lee Sin goes down. So I completely understand that. We are fortunately on a massive points lead. We're on the hold plan right here. And yeah, 10K is going to wrap it up there. They're like, yep, I've just spent a bunch of power. Your Lee Sin's getting further and further out of reach. And I'm about to lose my Dead Bloom for your Kiana or just your Lee Sin. And then you could send in the Cadrigan, but then you're so far away from ever being able to interact with that Lee Sin on the other side that you could theoretically just hold for 2 additional turns. Yeah, also, Diamond Hat had a bunch of cards in hand.
It was such a huge just wall of enemies. And when you're looking at that, you've got your 1 card. Maybe you'll be able to get over one side of it, but then just that last card popping in to be able to go, you're still not getting past this. Just hit game 2 and just hope that you can sideboard enough ready just to get over it.
I do find it quite funny that the Volley Bear was outscaled in power, in might in this game. Usually it's the Volley Bear that outmuscles people, and instead we just had this incredibly ripped fellow just sitting on the monastery. Now, what's really interesting about that is every time the monastery is very, very good if you're consistently conquering it and then using it to draw cards. Just sitting a single unit on it is not the most effective battlefield. That's something where you want the God Willow or Star Tipped Peak, or you could even be playing Navori Fighting Pits. In fact, that one's quite cool with Lee Sin because Lee Sin just can get the buff every turn. So playing a conquer battlefield where you're going to sit your Lee Sin is a little bit interesting. Obviously, it still works and you win the game. A point is still a point, but you'd like to be able to just keep conquering it. in order to get that value.
What do you think 10k turnips maybe just sideboarded in there?
I don't think 10k turnips came here expecting to play against Lee Sin. I'm not going to lie.
I mean, yeah.
If I sat down and looked at the meta chart...
We did see that meta chart earlier. It was pretty much Kai'Sa. You're either hitting Kai'Sa or you're hitting Yasuo or Yi.
Yeah, I wouldn't have side decked for Yasuo either, to be honest. But you kind of... It's difficult because you want to find like big removal spells for this, but Fury kind of caps out in what it can do. If you've got Primal Strengths, I would definitely be bringing them in for the massive stat boost to help you get over that Lee Sin. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to switch to a faster strategy because you're Volibear and your deck isn't really built to be faster, so you're not going to be able to get under it, but you need to find a way to stop the inevitability of the Lee Sin ascetic from just becoming an absolute monster. We're playing Aspirant's Climb, and interestingly, Lee Sin is going for Sigil of the Storm. This is one that usually punishes the faster decks. We know that Volibear is going to choose one battlefield that they're favored on when they get to choose who's going first or second. So this is probably the one that Lee Sin likes the least. That means their final battlefield is probably the God Willow. And we'll be probably seeing that for game 3 if we get there, where Lee Sin gets to decide who goes first. And you've also got to be very mindful if you're 10k tournaments here, is that you've got Dragon Kicks for ridiculous value earlier on in the game. So we know that Lee Sin's on these Dragon Kicks. A lot of the signature spells, they're really interesting because you get a lot more value out of them than what their cost would normally give you if you're playing any other card. So they're all kind of designed, the game designers, when they made them, they all had specific scenarios in mind. And that's why when you see some of the signature cards that just aren't seeing play, it's like, this card should be better than other cards, but it's not seeing play. Maybe they're just underexplored, or they just really don't fit with the current meta game. For example, Annie is a very aggressive deck and it's not playing Tibbers right now, but Tibbers, by all accounts, should be a great card.
You would expect, being pretty much the whole thing that the champion in League of Legends is centered around. But
why play Tibbers when you can win the game before your opponent gets to 7 runes?
Very true. Wizened Elder, or Wizened Elder, depending on how you say that.
Wizened Elder. This card gets an additional +1 if it's buffed, so it goes up to 6 might when we buff this one. It has no power cost and it gets huge. This card is just really, really good with Lee Sin, where you've got an easy way of getting a buff onto it. Granted, what we're going to end up in is a situation where we may be bringing out the Lee Sin aesthetic and then putting the buffs on that instead. We don't want to risk it getting Sky Splittered before we have an opportunity to just get it out of range of that. We also have to keep in mind that Falling Star is a card. So if we do commit the Lee Sin, we probably don't want to be leaving it in a vulnerable spot.
Okay, the first point coming down over here to Lee Sin and the Church of Buff. Whilst they're just thinking about their turn there, if you want to join this tournament, or you can join the Thursday Night Fight Discord. This happens every single Thursday, depending on your time zone. It is different, of course. We usually do not stream this tournament. Matt usually casts this with David over on the Thursday Night Fight Twitch. So if you want to go over there and make sure that you're following there too. Myself and Matt stream every Saturday for the Bandle Blitz, which is a casual tournament. And just in chat now is going both of the Discords. If you want to join either of those, it would be great to see you in there.
Yeah, there's so many online tournament series and stuff starting right now. I really like this. It's a very exciting time for Riftbound. The game's not even out yet, and you can basically be playing Riftbound non-stop Thursday through to Sunday if you really want to get enough practice in. So when the Houston event does roll around, you won't have an excuse for not being prepared. I think this Lee Sin committal was very brave. It works out because now we're going to be able to get the Lee Sin out of range, but it's very conceivable that Volibear, with the amount of free runes that it get, would be playing triple Falling Star, and that would have been a prime opportunity to clap the Master Yi. Not Master Yi, Lee Sin. Damn it. Come on, stay with it, stay with it.
You see that there? That's a blind monk. The other one has like 9 eyes or something.
Yeah, that's really no excuse to be getting those two. One has a sword, the other one does not. One is shirtless, the other one wears a very cool Matrix-looking coat. Shield Poro. Oh, love the Shield Poro. It's probably like one of the, I think this is going to be what we consider a benchmark for a 2-cost unit for quite a long time. This card is exceptional. You can play it on your turn 1 and it holds really well. We're going to be looking at these kind of cards as we get more and more sets. The number of viable cards tends to go down in trading card games, where you go, this is what I need from a card at this cost, because there will be premium drops for each color that are generic, and you're always going to end up taking those. And I think Ravenbloom Student, Shield Poro are great examples of cards that are going to be benchmarked where you're like, okay, the card has to be really special for me to not just play Ravenbloom Student or Shield Poro, or if you're playing Ari, both. But we've got a hidden card for the Master, the Lee Sin. The Master Lee Sin.
The Master Lee Sin.
Yeah, it's going to keep changing. But you see, this is the really difficult thing for the Volibear, is that if you read that as Zhonya's, which you should, it's going to be very difficult to kill this lead. But if you recklessly try to attack into this, it could be Stand United, and then all of a sudden, Lee Sin goes up to 8. So just throwing down a Dead Bloom Predator is not going to cut it either. Like, it's kind of a big risk to do that, and it will take your entire turn. That said, if it is Dead Bloom Predator, you would, and it is Stand United, you would actually get the Monk. No, you wouldn't, because he has Shield.
Yep.
That's the mental games and mental gymnastics you have to jump through to deal with this, Lee Sin, because a lot can happen. We have 1 rune up as well. We could be on guard. Sabotage. All right, we're going to take a peek at the hand. We had a whole host of nothing, but we can grab the miss forward that Sabotage. We've got double Udyr, the Bear Man himself. Well, Bear, Hawk, Turtle Man, and Tiger. He does a bit of everything. I love Udyr. This is a card that I cannot wait till we get a legend for. I think it's going to be really cool. I think even in this deck, it's a little bit slow in terms of like how quickly you can get buffs on him. But it's an excellent card. It does just a little bit of everything, right? Kadrigan going to come down, draw 2 cards for 10k turnips. We're also going to ramp one of those runes back up, so we're going to be able to stay ahead on that front. Lee Sin has taken 2 points on the lead, and that... Okay, so we're attacking with Sky Splitter if we do this. Like, we're 100% saying we have Sky Splitter. We're going to pay just 1 power to Sky Splitter. There it is. That's going to put 5 damage on the Lee Sin. So are we going to get Lee Sin off the table with this Blazing Scorcher? It depends if that is Zhonya's. It's Stand United. So we can gain +1 and put another buff down. So we get +2, but I don't believe that's going to be enough.
No, that is enough. Because 3, 4, 5, 6 is Lee Sin.
Yeah. Well,
no, it was at the 5 mark.
Yeah, it already had 5 damage on it. So unfortunately, Lee Sin going to go down. And that was a critical loss. And we've seen with the Sabotage that the hand is a little bit clunky. We do have Angry Bear Man.
Angry Bear Man, yes.
I don't know what his subtitle is yet. I'll call it correctly when it comes in play, but I like him as Angry Bear Man. Yeah, there you go.
Wild Man.
Wild Man. See, it's Angry Wild Man, Angry Bear Man. It's all the same thing. This has a bunch of different effects. So when you put, you can consume its buff or spend its buff, and then you can choose any of these effects you haven't done. So it can deal 2 damage to a unit at battlefield. You can stun a unit. This is probably the absolute gravy one. You can ready it, and you can give it ganking. So with Lee Sin, you just go ahead and buff it. And like, we could buff it right now, ready it up, and send it straight in the Sickle of the Storm to score. We would be throwing it straight under a bus. So I don't know if that's the play.
An entire bus?
Yeah, the bus is Kadrigan the Infernal. So what we can do here is if this Kadrigan comes out, we can actually stun it with Udyr, and then it won't deal any damage back, and then we can safely attack into it. And yeah, we'll get to use 2 of the effects on Udyr. Yep, so we just attack this Poro. This adorable little helmet-wearing Poro is just going to get absolutely annihilated. And we're going to see Dazzling Aurora. So this puts the Volibear, this puts 10k turnips in a really good spot if they're going to be getting a free threat every turn, like Volibear Furious right there. Oh, and
that's a rip right off the top there.
That's pretty big for sure. It's going to be... It's very hard when losing that Lee Sin and the Stand United in that situation is really harsh. Now, had that been Zhonya's Hourglass, I would say that 10k's turnips attack was very brave, but it was a right read. Well, they sabotaged earlier, so there's a good chance that they saw that it was unlikely that Zhonya was going to be played.
Buff to stun, I think.
Yep. We're going to stun Category the Infernal.
And Vavavoon, it's stunned.
Yeah. We're going to just slam in with both these units. That's going to be 9. That's going to be enough to kill the Cadrigan. Cadrigan deals nothing back, and we're going to 4. Now, one of the challenges that we have with this match is we're playing on Aspirant's Climb, so we need to get to 9 points, and we've been actively avoiding Sigil of the Storm because we don't want to start bleeding runes. Every time you conquer Sigil of the Storm, it makes you basically discard a rune. Oh, we can ready the Udyr, and then we can give it ganking. Oh, we can spend the buff to give it ganking, and then we can ready it. And then we can move it over to Sigil and score again, but... Oh, yeah. We're just throwing a rune at you. Oh, Mistfall. Mistfall's great card. We've drawn a second copy of this. So when you buff a friendly unit, you may pay a body power and exhaust this to ready the unit. So basically, we can start running this Udyr all around the map by being able to ready it, move in, stun, ganking. So we're going to be playing like this kind of crazy strat right now where we're trying to make Udyr do everything for us. Find your center, going to be drawing a card and channeling a rune. And Udyr being at 6 is very good in this match because it's out of range of Sky Splitter. The challenge is we're not out of range of Falling Star, but we know that there's a second Udyr in Diamond Hat's hand, as we saw that earlier off the Sabotage. And guys, do us a huge favor, smash that follow button, as we're going to be casting the tournaments quite a lot, and we'd love for you to come along and catch all the great content. There's a couple of other series that we're interested in potentially casting as well. So this channel may end up having a lot of online tournament coverage for you. So, yep, we're going to be seeing Deadbloom Predator come down, and that Poro is going to get obliterated. And then we're going to send Volleyball Furious over to Sigil of the Storm. We're going to have to recycle a rune, but we're going to get another trigger from the Aurora, and this game is getting further and further away from Diamond Hat.
Brazen Buccaneer coming down?
Yeah, but Brazen Buccaneer is not that big in the grand scheme of things. Like, this is the problem with playing more of the mid-range units in an Aurora build, is that you do get these hits that are... They're still free cards, so they're still good, but... Obviously, imagine how much further we'd be ahead if that was like an Earth Dragon, but then again, you're playing, how greedy can I get? So, this Udyr may start running around the world in 60 seconds, we'll see.
As opposed to the Nicolas Cage seminal movie, Gone in 60 Seconds.
I was thinking around the world in 80 days, but I realized that that's not actually what's happening. Okay, cool, we're just setting in the Udyr with the Zhonya's. So that's going to probably be Zhonya's. That's really cool because this means it's now exhausted, so we can use the arena bar to get our free buff. And then we can spend a power. We need to spend a body power. I think that was a calm power. Yeah. So that was incorrect. Mistfall should have been a body power for the thing. We're not actually stepping in for this. We're just doing coverage for this event. We do have judges on hand, and they'll intervene when necessary. Right, we're going to be seeing a Discipline. Discipline's very strong here, as that's going to put us up to 9, and we're going to draw a card. And we can ready the Udyr. And we're at 9, so if we can ready and gain ganking, we can get over and challenge the Volibear.
Would you challenge the Volibear at this point? There's two runes up there.
It's difficult because you can't really afford to lose this Udyr from this position.
We're paying 5 and bring down that second Udyr.
Yeah, so we basically decided, hey, look, we can't really afford to just lose an Udyr for free if our opponent has interaction. Looking at the cards that could have potentially come out there, I don't think there was anything that would have stopped the Volibear from trading, but you are fighting into an Aurora, and just killing a 9 might unit by losing your onboard advantage, is not conducive to a winning strategy. So this is the second Deadbloom, and we're going to lose an Udyr, but we do have another Udyr in play, and we have got our opponent to commit 2 of the 3 Deadblooms. So we'll see what comes out. Get excited, fun card. 1 Sky Splitter, we got to keep track of those. We know one's been played, so one's going to the bottom, and we're getting a Blazing Scorcher. but now we're seeing 10k turnips is catching up. For those of you who are watching at home, we have 16 minutes, 15 seconds on the round. I'll do a ping on the server when we get a little bit closer. But every turn you get a trigger from this Aurora, the game is getting further and further away from Diamond Hat. Now, we can do the same trick we did before, which is stun the Dead Bloom and then attack in. Well, we're just raw attacking. Are we?
No, maybe not. Rethinking it. Diamond Hat saying, oh dear, oh dear.
Oh dear, oh dear. Oh, I love it. Playing 5.
Oh,
it's
studio
studio number 3. Men of the Bear. I like it.
Or
what do you call a
turtle,
group of
or whatever
bears?
else they can turn into.
Yeah, what do you call a group of bears? Like we have like a murder of crows.
Is it a pack?
Are they pack animals?
I don't think that they're pack animals.
It's a pack of bears?
If anybody in chat knows what a group of bears are, please let me know. It's not important to the game realistically, but it will bug me for the next 4 hours that we are streaming.
Oh, yeah. I mean, then we'd have like a name for the bear family in Goldilocks. That'll answer a question for me. I don't know how my brain works sometimes. It's a bit random. Okay, yeah, I just think there's a little bit of a flick with the runes there, so we're just going to reset them.
A sleuth?
A sleuth of bears.
Wow.
We have a sleuth of bearmen here. Bear Force 1, which is an actual music band, by the way. I believe I can't remember if they're in Eurovision Song Contest, but you can look that up on YouTube. It is a thing. It's also, a thing. Oh,
we're currently playing Riftbound.
Yeah, Riftbound, that's the important part. And we're looking at 2 Udyrs, and they both can use each of their effects once per turn. So we can go for a stun, and then we can just run both units in, and then clear up this battlefield so we can get a point off of the aspirants. Yep, so we're going to pay our deflect cost. We're getting so much value out of Udyr right here. And then we just send both in. We could be looking at Sky Splitter. But yeah, we've got 13 versus 13, but we have a stun on the Dead Bloom. So this means none of the attackers will be killed and both of the defenders will be killed if nothing else is played. We seem to get excited to go down, but we do know that they are played, so Volibear does potentially have interaction. Oh, it goes through. We are getting the double clobber. And we've seen 2 of these Dead Blooms go down already. Oh, it's a second misfall. Okay, so yeah, these Udyrs are going to be able to run a riot around. So if the 3rd Dead Bloom is not there, it's going to be possible that both these Udyrs gain ganking next turn and then just, stun the Volibear and then fly over and take the winning point. Because if these Udyrs hold, we're going to 8, and then this volley needs to survive. We're pretty much all in on this Lee Sin plan right now. This Udyr plan, because we've only got 1 card in hand. Volibear has a bit of a mitfall, and they have the Aurora trigger. So how do you fight back against this Sleuth of Bears?
I don't know. It's Sleuth of Bears versus Sleuth of Bears as that second Volibear comes down.
That's an interesting pick to not deploy it on the Signal of the Storm. That may be throwing the game, actually. Yeah. Okay, yeah, deciding whether you put it there, you've got to figure out if those Udyrs can answer it. But if you put it in base, those 2 Udyrs can definitely beat up the Volibear on Sigil. And if you put it on Sigil, there's a chance the Udyrs don't have enough in the tank to get to 18. There's no guarantees, of course, but you have no idea what's coming off the top of that Aurora. It could be the 3rd Dead Bloom, but that Dead Bloom will die and will keep 1 Udyr and score a point. So it's very hard to make the argument to leave the Volibear furious at home.
Well, let's see what we get. Oh. Thinking.
We're going to risk it for a biscuit.
We're thinking. Where's he going? No. We're going for the Aurora. Oh.
Yeah. Magma.
8 might.
Yes, Magma Worm. So this card, every time you play a unit, it comes into play ready. Not so helpful when Aurora is bringing the unit to play, so that brings it in at the end of the turn, but it's basically, you kind of end up in a situation where if you get to stick a magma worm, you usually win on the turn that you untap with it. But we're in a situation where we've only got one face-up rune, and we've got to defend against 2 Udyr.
We didn't bring that in. We got 1 rune up.
Yeah.
So we've got some possibility that there may be something there.
Yeah, if you want to stun both those volley bears, it's going to be deflect 4, which is quite a lot.
That is a lot.
We got to get to 18 as well, and even if we have both of these buffed, we are only clocking in at 14. Now, we do have the Udyr ability to deal 2 damage, but then you have to play deflect 2. The other way to try and do this is to go for the hold plan and just ignore the volleys and leave them stranded on Sigil Island. But the Magma Worm has completely changed the calculation because any units played will immediately be able to act. So I guess it comes down to what we're holding. I'd really like a Primal Strength if we have it. We also have a situation where we can't use the Arena Bar without moving one of these Udyrs. But we've got effectively 2 triggers. We do have the double stun, but what you could do is you're just trying to make a read on what your opponent has. We know 1 Sky Splitter went to the bottom. We know that 1's been played. We don't know where the 3rd one is yet, but you could go for the double stun, send... I'm just trying to figure out if you could get both Udyrs over there. You need to give him ganking as well. That is a Wizened Elder. We're going on a hold plan. Okay. I can respect that, because this way we just don't have to interact with those volley bears.
Yep. A huge hold plan.
Yeah, it's very vulnerable because of this Magma Worm. We've got 14, 20, 24, and we're just going to try and hold up to 9. But those Volibear Furious are pretty much out of the game at this point. We're just writing down 24. It's very possible for Volibear, for 10k turnips, to break this. We've just come down to 9 minutes left on the round. I'll just do a quick note to the server.
Just do that in the time updates channel.
Yep, so I don't just put it in general.
Yep.
Aha. Okay. Participant. Cool. And now let's get back to the action. That is, if you're going to make a hold, anything over 20 is usually pretty good. Misfortune is going to allow... this is excellent. This is going to allow the Volibear to get over, and then the Volibear is going to deal an additional 5 damage. So that's going to be 17 plus 5. Yep, that's going to be enough to break this hold. And we still have runes available. Misfortune, Captain. Love this card. Usually I only get seen it taken as a chosen champion in the Misfortune deck. But it's obnoxiously powerful because it can ready anything, including a rune. So you can hold up responses and stuff like that. It also has ganking, so it can become a pseudo win condition because it can go from left to right and double score very, very quickly. Oh, we just have another Misfortune, so we can just send the whole bears over. And then we're going to be going to game 3 with only just over 7 minutes left on the round. But we have to send them in. I see. By moving the Misfortunes, we will be able to ready the volley bears, but we can't send them in at the same time. But Misfortune can come in and kill 2 units, and then we can ready both the bears. Yep, so that's Wizened Elder, and also... Yep, and then we're going to be able to send in the big boys, and then get that one cleaned up.
Yeah, those big bears.
Yeah, we're going to send 18, and we're going to do 5 initially. So yeah, Udyr did heroically try to win that game, but it was not enough in the face of all of those big numbers. And Aurora takes another victim in game 2 of this series. Now, I suspect if you're Lee Sin, you are very happy to play Adaptatron, and then you create situations where you make it very unfavorable to try and keep the Aurora on play. It's kind of the only thing that you have in order to actually answer an Aurora in your colors, because body just doesn't interact with gear. It's one of the weaknesses to the color. And then Calm does have a response, but it's kind of a bit difficult to get it off. But these players have 6 minutes before then they will go to additional rounds. And then at the end of 5 turns, the player with the most number of points will be declared the winner of the game. So hopefully we get this whole game wrapped up in 6 minutes, but we'll see how it goes. Oh, it's going to be a mirror match of what we just had. It's going to be Aspirant's Climb versus Sigil of the Storm.
Does seem that
way. Very interesting that our Lee Sin player is not playing God Willow. But they played really well, so I can definitely have to put trust in this.
For those that are just joining us, our first game was an absolutely huge wall of Lee Sin, incredibly buffed up. And our second game had an Aurora bringing down many a Volibear, and it became a very big Udyr, man-bear, hawk, turtle.
It was like a mini bear. It was a mini bear trying to fight a big
versus
bear.
The huge bears. And unfortunately, Udyr just didn't quite live up to its fame against the giant stormy bear. And now we're going into game 3. And how long do we have left on a round there, Matt?
5 minutes exactly.
5 minutes exactly. So this is going to be interesting. Players are either going to have to play quick, or they're going to be getting to those time turns. Of course, when that's up, they'll finish whichever turn they've got, and then take 5 additional turns. And then whoever's winning from there is going to be the winner.
Yeah, I really like this arena bar here, because that means we can play Lee Sin Ascetic next turn, and we can straight away get a buff on it. We do have to be mindful of Falling Star, but one of the cool things that we saw whilst resolving the Aurora was a lot of the makeup of 10k Turnips' deck, and I did not see any Falling Stars there. So you could potentially say, hey, we're not going to worry about it. We also haven't drawn any orange runes, some body runes. Yeah, this Lee Sin, it's an option, but it depends what else is in your hand, really, because you are still at risk. That Falling Star might just happen, right? And Misfortune is going to be moving and readying something next turn. So there's the potential that you're going to get a double score, but we need to get the engine started.
There's that wall of Lee Sin is just starting. The first brick has been laid upon that man's 8-pack.
Yeah, he's just got out the bottle of baby oil, and he's just starting to lube himself up.
Let's not.
Is that too much?
That's too much.
I don't know where the line is.
Yeah, that was the lie.
At what point do we get our channel flagged? Is it with baby oil? Is it with the abs? I don't know. I feel like these rules should be clearer. But I will trust the tech savvy person on our team nearly, and not just me running my mouth. Okay, yeah, we're going to be bringing down the Buccaneer, and we're going to be able to use the Brazen Buccaneer, and then Misfortune is going to be able to take one of these points, score, and then the Buccaneer is going to ready, and we're going to be able to take the other point and comfortably pay the recycle cost of the Sigil of the Storm.
That Brazen Buccaneer coming here asking if you want some oranges.
Yeah, he wants to make sure you get your vitamin C. Nobody wants scurvy.
Yeah, no scurvy in here.
I do really like that we're also very aware of the clock, so we're playing more aggressively to points, and that's going to force the Lee Sin into a more dangerous position a lot faster. You're not going to be able to just sit it in base, getting stronger and stronger. Yeah, we're going to go for the Zonya's Hourglass is our insurance policy. We're going to take out on whatever play we're going to commit to this turn. We're going to get the extra buff, so we're going to go to 7. We could still get blown out by a Void Seeker here. Oh, at least our Zonya's Hourglass will get potentially shot at. Our volley player is running low on cards, though. They've only got 3. Yeah, Void Seeker.
Sat there waiting.
Oh, it's... oops, we've accidentally just sent that to the runes deck randomly. It's a Sky Splitter. Sky Splitter is going to be able to deal 5 damage. And then the Lee Sin is going to be able to kill the Misfortune. We will retain control of the Lee Sin. And then we'll be able to use the arena bar to make that Lee Sin even bigger. Mistfall. So we're going to be able to take out both units. Oh, the turnarounds there. That's beautiful. By using Mistfall, we exhaust it and pay a power whenever we put a buff on. So by playing around our opponent's own Sky Splitter, we're able to just get ready and slam straight in and take out the Buccaneer. And that is a huge 2-player knockout that turn. And be sure to turn down any Johnson & Johnson brand deals. I mean, Yeah, you have to draw a
Yeah.
line in the sand somewhere, and I know where the line is. Yeah, so we've got double arena bar.
Double arena bar, yes. We're building that Lee Sin brick by brick.
Yeah, so we could. Are we just going to go for the hold? I would have thought you would have wanted to withdraw the Lee Sin and then use the Mistfall to. You've already just used his own ability. I think you could have potentially made an argument to get over to Aspirants and gain an additional point. In that situation, but I guess you would also pay an additional power, and then getting back to Sigil does cost more power, but it would have given us a little bit more of a lead. We're already at 12 and we've got a hidden card.
We should be seconds now, surely.
Seconds.
Yeah, 40 seconds.
40 seconds.
Be ready there, Matt, just to call time on the round, because it is vastly approaching.
Yes, if you do the one in the chat box for there in about 20 seconds, I'll do the one here.
Sure thing. When we hear the Android default alarm sound coming from Matt's phone, we will know it will be time on the round.
Well, I was going to change it to what is love.
And there it is.
There it is, yeah.
Oh, did I actually send that or not? Who knows? I don't have the chat box up.
Time on the round.
Yeah, it is time on the round.
Yep, so 5 additional.
They have 5 turns from here, because it did end just right there on 10k Turnip's turn. I am going to very quickly just do some things to get the chat up.
Oh, yes. I also need to input. I'll need to input the results, but I can do that quickly after.
A few people have been inputting themselves by the look of it. Nobody's really said anything within chats. So I think people are going to be handling their own results at the moment, unless there are any that haven't. I would just.
Yeah, you guys are awesome for doing that. Thank you. Yep, so we're going to go ahead, and Lee Sin is going to start doing this dance where he moves from left to right. And we're going to see another victim of Lee Sin's Dragon Kick Rage. I think that we should have done this last turn as well to just get us up to 5 points. But we've got Aurora out, and we're seeing the Spirit's Refuge coming out. This card is something we've not seen a lot of. When you play it, you get to buff a friendly unit. Friendly buffed units have Deflect. So now this Lee Sin also has Deflect and Shield, and it's getting
14 might, a 15 might Lee Sin that gets +1 might when attacked, and also if you're going to target with anything, you have to get rid of one of your runes.
Oh yeah, and it basically has pseudo ganking because we've got Mistfall. Basically, Lee Sin is doing everything.
Lee Sin is doing what Lee Sin does best, and looking at there is a hidden card over on the other battlefield, which could be a Zonya's, could be a anything.
Probably. Maybe Spirit's Refuge. If you actually were willing to commit moving the Lee Sin away, I can't imagine it would have been a card as valuable as Zonya's Hourglass. But yeah, we're at now 16 on the Lee Sin. That Lee Sin is, with Deflect, is going to be an absolute nightmare to kill.
That's a dead blue.
Even unchecked power just tickles him. Now, we could go for some kind of accelerate plan. In order to get this guy down, but then if Spirit Refuge is on Sabotage,
should we see what's in that hand?
Yeah, I guess you decide if you have Defy, whether you just hide the other card, or if you reveal it, or if you just fire off the On Guard in this situation. It's probably Defy. It's like, do I want to hide this info? Is it worth hiding this information? But you're going to lose your Defy to the Sabotage, unless your other card is ridiculous. If your other card is ridiculous, you definitely Defy this. But it could just be throw down On Guard.
Let's see.
You could get that Poro up to 8 if it's On Guard. It is On Guard.
There is On Guard.
So yeah, our little Poro is going to go to 4. If it gets attacked, it will go to 5. And then if we have Spirit Refuge, we can give it +1/+1. Oh, we can only get to 7. Oh, we have Unyielding Spirit. That's the card that's going to get discarded from the Sabotage. That card would have come in from the side deck and would have been really useful stopping Sky Splitter. But we just actually said to the Poro, little one, we're going to have to let you go. Like, they just got made redundant. Yeah, and we put the on guard on the Lee Sin, as we've just decided, hey, this is our win condition. We cannot afford to lose this. And the crazy thing is even if you put another unit onto Sickle of the Storm, this Lee Sin is going to be able to just walk over there and attack. Now it becomes less appealing, but we've got to remember the score is neck and neck. We're going to see. Interesting. And obviously, since they're all in the same battlefield, it does diminish the value of a potential Dragon Kick. 0 cards in hand, but we're counting the runes. Lee Sin is going to move. Yep, we've just had to remove the Unguard power. This is turn 3. There's a turn 4 and then a turn 5. Then the highest score will take the winning point with a winning game. Very laggy, very true. We will always remember that. Hopefully we get an alternate art of somebody of sabotage, of somebody flipping a table of some description or like holding a chair. I think in that case, really what happened was it was a self-sabotage because they got themselves banned for like a year from the game. So,
my God,
bit of an own goal there. We're not moving the Lee Sin. If we figure out the turn order, we're very committed to just making sure our opponent never gets there.
Such a huge Lee Sin. 18 might.
But this Volibear is slightly more mobile than we give it credit for, because we did see the Misfortunes coming down in the previous game, but 2 Misfortunes are down. We saw one discarded for the Brazen Buccaneer, and we saw one get absolutely kicked by Lee Sin a little bit earlier. All right. The question is like, do you try and take that other field? It's very difficult now because we're looking at, what's that, 16, 24, 25? It's 25 might, and then there's Sky Splitter potential. We lost our Unyielding, which would have made the attack really, really safe. If we still had our Spirit Refuge, we'd also be able to just go, cool, we'll just gain an extra plus 16. Paying for Lee Sin centered, and we're going to play in, and that's just going to give an extra +2. Really locking this down. So we're going to be 5/5. This is going to be a photo finish. This is turn 4, so Diamond Hat is going to get the final turn. So basically, you have to get that Lee Sin. We have to get both Lee Sins off that point this turn. Otherwise, 10k Turnips is going to just barely lose. We have Catalyst, so we're going to gain a rune and draw an extra card, but it's going to be tough. We know that Lee Sin has 0 cards in hand. Yep, it's not going to be able to do it. All we've got is a Void Seeker, and Void Seeker does not deal 23 damage. So that is going to be game. Going over to Diamond Hat on Lee Sin, going to be progressing in this tournament in the winners bracket. 10k Turnips, excellent showing there. Really, really happy to see a Volibear doing well. I can't imagine you were prepared to run into something like this, but you played it really well. I love this kind of build with the multiple Volibear Furious. We don't see enough of it, but very, very close game finish, and just ultimately coming down to Lee Sin having that early lead and being able to win in extra times in this best of 3 series.
Absolutely fantastic game to watch, especially just for the first one. It does look like that we're going to be waiting in for round 2. We have a couple of other people that seem to still be playing their games, although a couple of people just started joining the next round by the look of it.
Yeah, I'll just tell them not to start. That would be important.
Just check your brackets for me there, Matt, and let me know how many games we've still got playing.
Yes, and then I've got to chase them down. Let's see.
Not like violently. Like you're not going to be. You're not chasing them down. Like
Like the Grim Reaper. I think there's actually only one match left unreported, and that is Dirty Death Mask versus 9 Vanquish. IX is 9, right?
IX is 9, yes, you're right. You know how I know that? Final Fantasy 9.
You know what? There wasn't 9 Rockies, so that's the only way I wasn't sure.
Really? Oh, well.
Yeah, if there was 9 Rockies, I'd have known that for sure.
Like when I was a kid, the way that you learned Roman numerals was what Final Fantasy am I playing? Yes, GG's Diamond Hat in the chat there. It was an absolutely fantastic game. Really, really fun to see. Just 2 champions that I would not have expected to see fighting up against each other.
Right,
so.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. Actually, we can see who's moved through. I can already start considering what the next feature match is going to be.
Excellent. One of the quirks of living in the UK at the moment is that due to the Online Safety Act, we can no longer see anything on Imgur, or Imager, depending on how you say it. So we now see a lot of really purple boxes saying content not viewable in your region, which on our tournament series, which we run on Saturdays, the Bandle Blitz, most of the game mats now say content not viewable in your region, which makes it look a little bit more rude than it probably is.
I'm just going to go check in on the one outstanding table and see how they're getting on, and I'll be right back.
Lovely. Let's just see. They've just had their 5th turn by the look of it, so we're just checking to see what it is that we need to go through. If you're enjoying this content, please think about following us. We run our usual tournament on Saturdays, as I said, the Bandle Blitz. We've got a few other tournament series that are actually asking us to cast for them. So we will have more and more Riftbound content as time goes on. This is a Thursday Night Fight that we're at the moment. So if you want to play this, they have their own Twitch channel usually, which is Thursday Night Fight. Me and Matt are just stepping in here to be able to help run whilst the person who usually is running it is under the weather. So please click on those Discord links that you see in the pinned channel. Join Thursday Night Fights Discord to be able to take part in this tournament, where the winner will win a whole $20, because $20 is $20, or to join our community over at Riftbound and Chill for the Bandle Blitz, the casual tournament that you get to play every Saturday, which will stream live on this channel. Matt is back. Do you have a game for me?
Yes, so we're going to be getting the guys sat down in just a second once they've reported that result. But our next feature match is going to be Ganzi Trax versus Lovely Snow.
Excellent. Do you have the server name? Oh, I've got a G-Trax server name. Is that the one we're going for?
That will be the one we're going for, yes.
Excellent. They have a password on their server. Would you be able to get the password for me, please?
Yeah, let me just jump over to there, and then I'll get that for us.
No worries. Thank you very much. You're my inspiration. I like that.
Oh, you found G-Trax, or did you find...
Oh, I found G-Trax. Is that not who we are?
Yeah, no, we're looking for Lovely Snow, and then it's...
Oh, Lovely
Snow. I'll just go to Lovely Snow.
Yeah, no worries. Matt just jumping in and out. Suddenly appearing out of the ether to let me know who we're going to be seeing next. As it says in the middle of the screen there, we're waiting for round 2. Round 1 was absolutely fantastic. We got to see a great Lee Sin versus Volley Bear. Lee Sin with just a wall of abs trying to stop that bear from taking any points whatsoever. But in the end, just completely and totally taking down the stormy polar bear. Matt, you are back. Do you have the table for me?
Yes, it's going to be Lovely Snow. Have a look, a quick look on the. If you just type in Lovely Snow, you'd be able. If you type in Riftbound, you should be able to find. Why am I tripping over my words? Speak slower. So if you go onto Tabletop Simulator, you should be able to search Riftbound and then either Lovely Snow or Ganzi Trax. So I can just put the pairings. Just put the pairings out actually, and then get everybody seated.
I cannot see them at the moment.
Yeah, they've just sat down, so...
perfect.
proper screenshot. Let's not just trim off the bottom player. Not because I don't like them, just let's just actually be competent. There we go.
Okay. Just refreshing over and over again to see whether I can join at that table. Oof.
Cool.
Whilst I'm trying to jump on there, I have already told our lovely viewers about the amazing game that we just saw. Diamond Hat in the chat as well, who showed just an absolutely amazing game in round one. Give us some more kind of insight into how you felt that game went, Matt.
That was excellent. We don't see these archetypes very often. We have seen Volibear pop up in a few events with some pretty high place finishes because I think it just catches people off guard. It just beats people down with really high stats and is very good because it's a little bit weird in the sense it's kind of like Kai'Sa, where Kai'Sa doesn't really pay power costs. Well, she just doesn't pay power costs for spells. And Volibear gives you a refund on those power costs. So it's almost like not paying power costs. It's not entirely the same, but that allows you to get to your end game, where you play things like Aurora, which just gives you free units. You also get to play some just really, really big things and slam over. Volibear is not prepared to fight, to be out-muscled. So that's where I think the surprise factor came in for Lee Sin Ascetic, being able to just get up to silly numbers and just be very, very difficult to attack into. I'll just do a quick scout. Everybody sat down. Right.
Just still looking to see if I can find that table. Oh, there we go. Lovely. Snow. They have a password on their table.
123.
Oh, well, that's just docked to the table. Please don't join.
Yeah. Please don't.
Okay, we're just heading over there now. Everybody's just loading in, and I'm making sure that the right names are being shown. But let's head straight over to that table.
Is that,
just bring it up.
Is that the Russian flag for Ganzid Tracks?
I don't know.
Victor.
Oh, yes, Victor. Let's transition over there. And there we are. As you can see, I have forgotten to take out the little pips from last game. Let me just sort that out.
Going to start the clock. We've told everybody they may start.
This lined up correctly so everybody can see the table properly. And let's go. So as we see, we've got a Yasuo versus Victor.
Oh, love to see it. So it's this Yasuo has been... whenever you see a good Yasuo player, it just really, really makes you feel a lot of hope for the game because you realize how deep the mechanics are in Riftbound. Yasuo's legend ability lets you move units around. So the Yasuo Unforgiven, you pay 2, you get to move a unit. So you effectively give like a false accelerate. But a lot of the cards in the Yasuo deck benefit from moving around. You get to play Calm Chaos, and Chaos is a very, very mobile color. And Calm has a lot of combat tricks. Plus, your chosen champion, Yasuo Remorseful, can literally win a game all by itself. When it attacks, it just deals damage equal to its might to an enemy unit there. So you just kill something for free, and then you attack for 6. Victor, on the other hand, the Herald of the Arcane, is a go-wide army build. So going to be very effective at scoring points very, very quickly, and then building up to being able to play things like Grand Stratagem is the usual way that this deck is played. There are different ways that you could potentially play this, Victor, where you just don't have to worry about early game plays because your legend ability constantly puts tokens in, and you can focus more on just playing removal and buff spells for the units you're creating. But yeah, Victor's been a really interesting one because in China, it was an extraordinarily popular deck, and then it never performed very, very well. So the numbers just kept going down further and further. To talk a bit about the battlefield, we're on the Candlelit Sanctum. When you conquer here, you can look at the top 2 cards of your main deck. You can recycle one or both of them and put those cards you don't back in any order. So this adds consistency and lets us get through our deck a little bit. And then the Trifarian War Camp, units here have +1 might. So that's very good when you've got this go wide Victor strategy. Okay, Yasuo is playing the Pack of Wonders and Treasure Trove. So this is usually seen in Misfortune Ramp because the Trove, whenever it leaves play, you get to channel a rune and you get to draw a card, and then the Pack of Wonders lets you put it back in your hand. We're also playing Mask of Foresight, which is when a friendly unit attack or defends alone, you give it +1 might. I wonder if we're going to be seeing solo mid Yasuo, where we only play the Yasuo Remorseful, and then the rest of the deck is nothing but support. That could be fun. It is a bit memey, but...
But that's what we love to see.
Oh, we're on Baited Hook
Baited
Victor.
Hook Victor. Lovely.
Yeah, we know that it's playable in this, but we've just generally seen from a lot of tournaments that Darius seems to be the way to go with it. But it'll be interesting to see, because in theory, Victor has some like really great laddering potential as you can get up to at the top end. You could be on Commander Ledros. Well, that's going to be very, very difficult to get to, but you could go up to Hardened Dragon and just get free removal. You've got Spectral Matron, which is this card, which is just very good with a lot of your units that have come into play effects. So that would be Vanguard Captain or the Faithful Manufacturer. And yeah, you've got a really good ladder on body. And then we've got a Ravenbloom student coming down as well. We might be playing mono order, which means that we can get away with playing cards like Vengeance, which are just absolute kryptonite to a Yasuo strategy that's playing minimum number of units. We've ramped quite high, so I imagine we're going to start seeing cards like Mind Splitter. We still need more ramp, so we're going to be going ahead and using the Pack of Wonders on our treasure trove again to get up on the runes. Now, with Yasuo, basically, one of the tricks when you're playing against Yasuo is you just need to count whatever unit you think they're going to play. If they have +2 runes, they can move it immediately. We are going to see another card that we don't see very often. Master Yi Meditative. While you have 8+ runes, he has +4 might. This is really cool in Yasuo because, well, we can start pushing him around so he can actually start slamming that 8 might in very effectively. And we also have Mask of Foresight, so he's going to be attacking for 9. So he's going to be very good on cleanup crew. It turns out we're not on mono body, as we're going
like we just had a mind in.
Yeah, as a late one, so we're probably playing a very heavy split. Our opponent just got to 5 runes, so it's very likely we're going to find your center, but we're not going to be able to do that unless there's a showdown.
Or building Victor's little army and Victor coming in themselves. A huge points lead to start off with. This is surely maybe a little bit demoralizing if you're sat on the other side of the table from that. Do you think they can bring this back fantastically? Or is it maybe just that they haven't drawn what it is that they would need?
Yeah, so one of the problems that you're going to face is that Victor will score sending the smallest number of units to a battlefield for their strategy, and then they're going to keep moving away. So that 8 might doesn't really do a lot when a 1 might recruit is the one that's scoring, and Yi can go from side to side and score 2 a turn, but you're already at 5, and you can always go where Yi isn't. We've also got a big army, so we could be potentially playing Siphon Power. It's a card that kind of fell out of favor of Victor decks, but we're almost certainly playing Grand Stratagem. And your 1 big unit is not going to do much when everybody gets +5 might, and there's a million units there. And we also don't play pretty much any base interaction in these colors. We've got access to Charm, but it's going to be a bit of a tall order to...
especially at the moment when the Grand Stratagem brings another 60 might onto the board on top of what's already there currently.
60 is a big number. I won't lie.
60 is a big number. It's not quite 100, but it's not. It's over 50, so it's like a respectable number, I guess. It's quite there. I have recently found out that the new funny number is 67. I'm not quite sure why.
Oh, now you're showing our age. Immediately when you acknowledge and that we have no idea about it, we just like aged ourselves.
Oh, the Master Yi is coming down to get that first point of Yasuo's game. By that I mean Lovely Snow, who is our player down on the bottom of the screen here. And 1 hidden card. What's that, Matt? What do you think it's going to be?
Could be Fight or Flight, but that would be very unimpactful against this current situation. We're going to see a accelerated Tasty Faith Effect. No, we're just going to send it in. We just pay the...
Yeah, there we go. It's an accelerated in.
Yeah, but we just don't have to pay the power, so we don't risk dropping Yi's power.
Looking at the top 2 cards of the deck there, because of Candlelit Sanctum.
Yeah. So now at this point, we need to stop the Victor engine, but that is a big army. the way that you usually beat this is by just simply killing all of their units off before they matter, or you just kill all the key units and it takes them too long to build an army that's meaningful, or they end up in a situation where they have to blow their grand stratagem early. And it's a lot harder to defend with grand stratagem than it is to attack, because if you think your opponent's on it and they leave all their runes up, you just send your attacks in one at a time. We saw a great example of Tog doing this during I believe it was Rift Labs, where they savagely outplayed their opponent's grand stratagem by just going, cool, I just send a small unit in. Do you want a stratagem now? No. Send another unit in. Do you want a grand stratagem now? No. Forces it on the third one, but they managed to clear out so many recruits on those attacks. They committed the bare minimum number of resources to force their opponent to play grand stratagem to minimize their losses. Master Yi getting reduced by Stupefy to go to 7. Yeah, I did just try to commentate on, just to write a comment on Twitch, and I realized I was not signed in on the Matorgas Plays, because obviously you are. So as I say, I was on my main account over here.
That's okay. It just reminded me to make your normal account a moderator there, at least.
Yeah, and in case you couldn't tell, I wasn't the first black belt to have a Twitch.
which is quite funny, actually.
I was the second. I was definitely the second.
There is a huge, huge wall sat in front of you as a Yasuo. Are you going to be able to cut that down?
Oh, Yasuo can do many things. It's just, can Yasuo get through these next 2 turns? But the problem is there's so many cards in Victor's hand. We're sending all this in. So that is an interesting play, because Mask of Foresight will give +1 might. So this Yi is defending for 7. Oh, we didn't even need to do that. I think that's a misplay, because we're at 7 might with the Mask of Foresight.
True. But also, doesn't everything here have +1?
Yeah, everything here has yes, everything does have the +1.
Yeah, it was just there. Oh, yeah, that was a
Call to Glory. +3. Yes. Usually you spend a buff to do that, but it's just you paying 3 energy for 3 might is just already a good exchange.
And it's also going to gain another point for us there. That point lead is just absolutely huge, growing and growing.
Yeah, and look at what Victor lost. It was basically just the Ravenbloom student.
Yeah.
If you were going to use that Fighter Flight, it would have probably made sense to push the Raven back. And then we'd have been on 4, 5, 6. And then our Yi should have been... I think our Yi should have been bigger than it was, but I may have missed something as I was busy with my tomfoolery in chat trying to say thank you.
So Yi would have been on 8, but they had 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They had 9 on board. Then that pushback, and then the other card that was played that I cannot remember the name of right now.
2 copies of Stupefy, I think it was. Yeah, but the Mask of Foresight should have given +1 as well. So I may have missed something.
No, it calculated, don't worry.
Oh, yeah, sure.
That's huge. Just constant wall.
Yeah, and Gantrax, I love the way that you keep your recruits the same way I keep my desktop. It is an absolute cluster that only makes sense to you. I used to have colleagues that do that. They'd see my desktop and go, how can you find anything? Like, what do you do with all that many files? I go, well, eventually I've got too many. I just create a folder that says desktop, and I drag everything on the desktop into that folder. And eventually you end up with this rabbit hole of about 6 or 7 layers of folders. And that is how I managed to get through a ridiculously long career in the gaming industry, very ineffectively, but it was working for me. Sona comes down. We're going to see some spice. Sona is such a great card, especially after seeing it last week in Master Yi. I am a believer. Well, I've always been a... Oh, we've got the Caitlyn tech as well. So Caitlyn is got a great ability. If you hover over the Caitlyn, it's not a card that we see very often. Basically, it takes damage last in combat, so she kind of has the reverse of tank. Like, you can't hit Caitlyn unless everything else is taken out. And Caitlyn has an ability where you can exhaust her, and you can deal damage equal to her might to the other battlefield. So this strategy seems to be a hold strategy that then starts killing everything off on the other one, and then using Yasuo's Unforgiven effect to push their units in. So we've got a big hold here, but again, that doesn't outhold a grand stratagem, but Sona is going to be able to ready 4 runes. and is going to make it very easy to defend. So what we're going to end up seeing here is until we're ready to push for that last point, is we're just going to be sending one recruit in. Is that Grand Stratagem? No,
Maybe.
It's double blue.
No.
It's going to be Singularity. No, it's Thousand Tail Watcher.
Oh, Thousand Tail Watcher. All of this plus a Thousand Tail Watcher.
I don't need to do math. You do?
Wow.
Yep. We're going to concede there. Victor's army just too
Absolutely
big.
huge.
I forget about Thousand Tail Watchers because we're just seeing like all of those recruits, and my mind was focused on Grand Strat. I was like, oh yeah, the Fox still just wins. And you've also just given away a ton of your deck, or at least your core strategy on that last turn. We would have liked to have been able to see something like Caitlyn. I guess I see the logic where you can ready Caitlyn in base, push her out to one of the battlefields, and then you can exhaust her and then immediately shoot something on the other side. But if you don't have answers to that hook, you're going to just get outvalued ridiculously. But in the Chaos color, so purple, we have access to a lot of gear disruption. So we can play, I believe it's Fading Mirror, which is okay. It's not the best, but it will get the job done. We can also play Acceptable Losses, but we're playing a lot of gears ourselves. But we could be getting rid of our Treasure Trove, which would allow us to gain a rune and draw cards. So we probably do have Acceptable Losses in this deck. We might even be playing the Scrap, which would let us draw a card when it's played and when it's discarded or when it's removed from the field. But this would allow us to go after the hooks. It's still a case of like, we need to be forcing Victor to act. We don't want Victor in a position where they can just go send in 2 recruits, score 2 points, make an army, send in 2 recruits, and just like playing it that way. You end up in a bit of a situation where that's playing Victor's game. And you do not want to be playing Victor's game. It is vicious because when it does decide to finally like punch you, it hits really, really hard. Although Yasuo Sona is almost certainly playing Wind Walls, but you can't counter a Thousand Tail Watcher with a Wind Wall. So let's see what battlefield we're playing on for game 2. Let these players side up. I'll see if there's any results that's coming in for anybody watching. It would be a fast result if we've seen any come through. We have seen one result. G-Trax lost 2-0 versus Dollar Obama, who'll be progressing into the top 8 of... No, that's the top 4 even of the tournament.
Yeah. Brackets are just a little bit weird, just because of the amount of players that we've got.
Yeah, it kind of it made some weird stuff. We do have a complete tournament coming up, but it's just going to look a little bit funky. So we do ask that you bear with us.
It wouldn't be the top 4. That would be the top 8.
Oh, top 8 even. Okay.
Yeah.
Coming out. Obelisk of Power, and we're going to get that turn 1, find your center. Obelisk of Power is one where a lot of players choose to go second because then they can access 4 runes, and in the Aurora decks, then we get to immediately pick Catalyst. In this case, we're just using it to play a find your center on turn 1. Very, very strong. It means we're going up to 6 runes immediately. We're also playing on Grand Plaza. Grand Plaza, it says if you have 7+ units here, you just win the game. So it doesn't matter what the score is. If you can just hold it for 7 units.
That's most definitely in there for that for that Victor deck. And Dollar Obama is in chat. Hello there, Dragon X45.
Hey, congratulations on your win and making it through to the next round. You've also got a 33-minute break, so that is almost enough time to get a DoorDash or Deliveroo that's sent over to you.
We're not sponsored by either of those, but if you want
I'm hoping eventually they will.
So essentially, if you just keep naming brand names, eventually we'll get something. You have to free Monster. That's what it is.
I think what we'll get is a cease and desist, if I'm entirely honest. They're like, I don't want this guy representing us. Victor scoring the famous 2 points on its first move turn. So we can go for that 2-4-8 plan.
Ooh, there's the baited hook.
I like how I skipped a 6 there, but yeah. We're going to start with baited hook. Immediately going to be able to send away that Trifarian Glory Seeker. It is going to cost us a might, power even, one of our runes, but we can start moving ahead, looking for the Faithful Engineer. most probably, to start getting this army going.
Grand Plaza certainly is one of the locations of all time. You're right, but in this Victor deck, after we saw the wall that was made, he definitely works with this deck.
I take that back. That's the better hit. I don't know why I was thinking Faithful Engineer was the preferred hit. It's like, oh yeah, Vanguard Captain is free might. That's the one you want to hit, and then you want to turn that into a Spectral Matron. So you've already got quite an army, and we're in a situation where Grand Plaza just, we go, acceptable losses. We knew it was coming in.
Let's just very quickly get rid of that baited hook, because currently we're on five units, right?
Yeah.
And we only need to get to 7 to win.
Well, you need to hold, right? And you've also got Yasuo and then Yasuo Unforgiven effect to push your Yasuo in, which will then deal 6 damage, kill something, and he'll kill a bunch of other things. So the Grand Plaza win is a threat, but it rarely goes off. I mean, if you defend with a Grand Stratagem, then you can actually get there.
So, Dollar Obama, you haven't played in a month, you came back just before release, and you're winning through already, so that bodes very well. And the release coming at the end of this month over here in the West, which I'm very excited for. It's going to be really good to see it actually in stores and be able to play with real physical cards if I can get a hold of any.
Yeah, that's definitely the challenge at the moment. We're seeing the rare appearance of Master Yi Meditative even.
You say rare twice so far this game, although it is very rare. We just happen to be pulling up against some really interesting and diverse decks before we hit what is very sure to be Kaiser mirror matches all the way through to the end. Yeah,
I mean, I saw today, and this was on Turn It Sideways' channel, that one of the prize cards, Misfortunes, Bounty Hunter, the first place one, because they're all stamped for the regionals, sold for $9,100 Obviously, after you convert it from the Chinese yuan. Vengeance, we knew it was coming. Vengeance is just an excellent removal card. This is just destroy a unit wherever it is. It costs 2 order runes and 4. But I love this card. I'm very much on the bandwagon because it kills Volibear Imposing, any of the other big units. And if Falling Star is a good card, there's no way that Vengeance isn't also a good card. It's a bit expensive, and it goes in colors that generally aren't seeing a ton of play. But if you are on a heavier order split, so things like Grand Stratagem and stuff, like Vengeance does fit the bill. And we're going to see yet another. We're going 2, 4, 6, and 8. That's the plan. And then the B plan is 7 units on Grand Plaza and Prey. It's not a reliable plan, but it is a B plan.
100% something I would play because it would be so incredibly memey to win that way. And I love that.
Yeah, I pulled it off exactly once on Pixelborn back when that was a thing. And my opponent was on 6. They were like, they're 100% going to be able to double conquer it. Somehow I got the hold. I was like, never mind. Sona coming down, and Sona's going to then ready 4 runes, and it's going to be very easy to protect. We're also probably holding up a bunch of counterspells or interaction. Okay, and we do have the Adaptatron, so this will then be able to pressure another baited hook if it comes out. We are very anti-gear in this Yasuo deck. We have answers to Aurora and also Hook and any seals that you want to play. But you don't. This Adaptatron is probably never moving into the battlefield. It's just sitting there. L6, Thousand-Tailed Watcher.
There it is.
It's going to put Sona down to 1, but we do still have responses. We didn't accelerate that, so it could be quite difficult to attack into this Sona. I guess you could just send the Vanguard Captain.
Yeah, there's that hidden card too, but let's see what comes up. We're going to respond here, and it is with a Discipline.
Gain 2, draw a card.
So at least taking it down with them. Oh, and another's coming down. That's 2 Disciplines.
That's why Sona's so good.
Card draw.
You just get to develop, and then you get to hold up responses. So that Thousand-Tailed Watcher really just pulled 2 tricks out of the hand. You're still at 5 points, and there's probably another Watcher on the horizon. We're at 6, so we could be going up to 8. Adaptatron comes to equalize the score. Maybe. I mean, we could always move it back with the Yasuo Unforgiven ability if we didn't want to leave it out there. It's a tough spot because your opponent is quite far ahead, but you can
down another meditative.
meditative, and we can. That's such a weird word to say, meditative.
Meditative. Yeah, I get it. I could trip over that.
Yeah.
You don't know if the Sona card is very good. I think that the Sona card is fantastic.
He's trolling. He won the tournament last week because of Sona.
Ah. Okay, well, I wasn't here for that. Mostly because it was probably at 4 a.m. on my time. Because we are here until 4 a.m. UK time. And whatever time it is for you, we've got another 3 rounds after this, by the look of it. We got a good 26 players, I believe. So which is 5 rounds. There is a winners and losers bracket. It's a Teemo.
Oh, the surprise little Teemo Scout comes out and adds 4 power. Teemo Scout is actually really, really obnoxious in Yasuo because you can just play it. It gets +2. It gets +3 power for that turn, and you can use Yasuo to shove him into combat.
Yeah.
He's just does a Yasuo throwing this Yordle at a battlefield. But it's just like, that is so obnoxious. Yep, it's like, oh, wow, my 1,000-tail Watcher is literally being picked up by this fluff ball. I don't know if they're fluffy. Are Yordles fluffy?
I assume that Yordles are fluffy, yes. They do have fur on them. Some of them don't, but the fluffy ones probably are fluffy. I assume that we wouldn't ask, though. It seems like it would be very rude.
Not to go to Yordle, can I pet you? No.
I meant asking if they're fluffy, but, you know.
Oh, okay.
As long as you are asking for consent, Matt, that's all that really matters.
All right, so step 1, find a magical Yordle. And I'd pick Kennen. Again, Kennen would electrocute me because it's basically a Pikachu.
We've got a lot happening here.
Yeah, Teemo is going to... Still 4 might is good enough to kill both the Sprite and the Recruit, but the Victor just keeps marching. We can't really play baited hook from this position. I mean, we can, but we're accepting we only get 1 use for it. But we're playing double yet vengeance. It's going to take out. No, it's Spectral Matron.
Spectral Matron's coming down.
It's going to be able to bring back the Vanguard Captain, and the army is going to be straight back to where it was that turn. This is why we could aggressively play into that Teemo.
Yeah, I think they're basically. At the moment, this board is attempting to hold and win using that Grand Plaza. Doesn't necessarily need to, but the threat is there.
Yeah, you just have to be mindful of it. Like, we haven't seen the Yasuo Remorseful being played this series. We haven't also seen any value coming out of Victor. We've just had better things to play every turn. I think that's also one of the things that holds Victor back is both one of their champions that you can choose is the blue Victor, which is really, really interesting, but dies to Falling Star horribly, so no one ever plays it. And then this one is just kind of a little bit like, when you're already winning, it's good. If you're losing, it's not good. So you just kind of end up with a bit of a dud on the chosen champion. Now, I hope that blue Victor gets some more support because the card on paper is nuts. Every time you play a spell on the opponent's turn, you create a one might recruit in your base, which is exactly what this deck wants to be doing. So suddenly all of your stupefies and other cantrips are just really, really strong. But yeah, just doesn't see play at the moment.
Absolutely huge. Now, whilst they're deciding what to do here, I'm just going to very quickly flash up on screen the meta breakdown for this event. So as we can see, Kai'Sa is dominating the meta as we expected. Yasuo is second there, and Yi coming up on the rear there. We have 2 people playing a Darius, 2 people playing a Set, and then we have a really nice spread down there. As you can see towards the end of pretty much everybody playing everything. We just saw that Volibear get knocked out of the tournament. So unfortunately we won't be seeing a Volibear again during this stream. But
no, it's a good thing that we caught it when we did.
Very much so. I do like to
we were there when it got knocked out.
Yeah.
Oh, I lost again.
I
lost again now, right? Is what you were saying, but yeah.
Yeah. But that's fine. It is what it is.
Yeah.
It was just nice to be able to see it.
Yeah. We got Sona secured again. Now, whenever there's a Sona, we're gonna lose our hidden card if we do that. No, so we are gonna flip the Teemo. Yeah. You got to be careful not to do this in tournaments because if you don't have a unit in that field, your hidden card will just get sent to the discard pile.
We're looking for a response here, I think. I'm not sure whether we're going to see one.
Yeah. Right, so I guess he's probably saying you didn't flip it when you moved away. I guess they're just trying to decide how they resolve that. By letter of the law, the TMO should be sent to the discard pile. Is it called a discard pile in this game, or is it called
Good question.
It's not graveyard. I should probably look that up in the term. I've always just called it a graveyard, right?
Oh. I mean, we say that anyway.
Trash. There we go. Thanks, T-Simple.
Thank you. It might not be called trash. They may just be calling us trash, which, that's fair too.
I mean, I'd say that'd be a little bit harsh. I have exactly one Rift Labs tournament appearance where I went 1-4 on Ari because I didn't know much about Darius Hook, and I played 3 of them and a Victor, and I was not built to win that matchup.
That's okay. I currently have a 50-50 win-loss ratio where I won the game that I was learning how to play, and I lost the game to you. So... there we go. That's my... I've
been playing a lot of online stuff. I just need to get into more of the online tournaments, but the more I attempt to, the more I end up casting. This is going to be a photo finish. We're at 7 points on Victor. We've also got the Caitlyn up. Caitlyn... Oh, we're just going to go for a hold plan.
It's completely fair.
Hold plan with... We're tapping 4. Oh. It's going to be Vengeance or Spectral Mage. Oh, this is going to be huge.
Huge. They're definitely going for that hold.
Yeah, so the thing... Okay, we can get back a Trifarian Glory Seeker. We got a buff on that. So how much have we got there? 3, 6... I'll just wait till they're done, and then I'll figure it out. So it's 3, 6 plus 8. And a hidden card, Hidden Blade. So even the Yasuo... But we can use Caitlyn to shoot something. The Vanguard Captain. Yeah, so just ask how much it is, and then hopefully one of these players is nice enough to write it on the table so I don't have to figure this out.
Do math. Gosh, that's huge. Oh.
Caitlyn on stream as she kills something. That's not how that works. It stays in play. It doesn't fight the card.
Oh, yep, there we go.
Yeah, it's like, Caitlyn's a bit better than that. It just deals damage. Okay. And what's next on the game plan? You could send in the Yi, but if to do that, you would have to use your Yasuo Unforgiven ability. So yeah, we're trying to see. We've got 6 plus 8, so that's 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. It's 22 plus a hidden card. Oh, yeah, there's a freeze. Yeah. So 6 plus 8, 14, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. And then if that's Hidden Blade, that'll be 23 because of the Raven Bloom. Hasty Faith Folk doesn't do it. Yeah, I think we're going to see the surrender because he's just not going to be... Even if we get the Yasuo and we push Yasuo in, it's just not going to be anywhere near enough. Yasuo kills something and then it can kill 2 units, but it's just going to get Hidden Bladed. We can retreat the Yi to base by moving Yi into base, and then we just use the Unforgiven ability to push in our Master Yi, and we get to hit for 8. But we're not going to be able to break this hold unless we've got...
Just like maybe a concede.
Yeah. The Yasuo in our hand. I think they're just kind of talking about the lines about how they can't play, or they're maybe discussing stuff. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a 2-0 victory to Ganstrax on their Victor. There is 18 minutes, 55 seconds left on the round. Yep, Ganstrax is going to report that result. Very well played, and we got to see some cool stuff out of Yasuo. Unfortunately, Yasuo could not keep up with the army.
Yes, it was a very good round there for Victor. Really getting to show exactly what it is that Victor do.
Yeah. Simple T is going to be also moved forward. Sold Out Soon, which is, I believe, a famous Annie player on the online world. Terra Sadon also progressing. That's really cool. I don't know what Terra Sadon's on, so one of the cool things about their games is that they play basically everything meta. And you don't really know what they're going to be on because they just jump around decks. But they play all of the decks really well. So it'll be exciting to perhaps catch that game next. We'll see what comes up.
thing. I'm just removing some of these losses from our meta so I can see. So let me bring up the meta as we started, and I can point out what we have got missing. So let's see. So Rift Slum was playing Yasuo. Rose was playing Kaiser.
I probably shouldn't say what everybody's playing out loud.
I mean, these are people that aren't in the tournament anymore.
Oh, these are the ones who've been eliminated.
Yeah. I'm not just doxing people.
Saydon's deck list has free Void Seeker.
Well, I don't know that at all. I'm not saying deck list, but let's not even.
Yeah, we used to get yelled at for that on the Yu-Gi-Oh commentary. When we go through their slide deck and talk all the strategies, and the players are like, "Can you stop doing this, or we will start refusing feature matches because you're revealing our entire side." It's like, because it takes you 3 minutes to decide, and we need to fill the time, and it's interesting to talk about what your potential side deck decisions are. But yeah, exactly. Like some of the players that were playing something more spicy, they did not want that revealed on stream. So it was that kind of difficult balance to strike. And another reason that we don't show hands on our stream is like we just want to avoid spoiling players' games.
Okay, so looking at what we've got so far, we have no more Volley Bear in the tournament, no more Misfortune, no more Ari. We have been knocked down to 3 Yasuo decks. By the look of it, this is going into round 2, not necessarily what we saw now. We just saw another Yasuo get knocked out, so there's 2 Yasuos left in there. As far as we're aware, there's still a Master Yi, Darius, Set, Annie, Teemo, and the Victor that we just saw may still be in the tournament. So it will be very, very interesting to see what
Yasuo could go to distance. I would love to see Yasuo win. I believe Yasuo's only won one other online tournament so far, and it was in a really cool way of making a Volley Bear Aurora deck itself and give the final winning point to Yasuo. So it's like, I'll just send all my guys in one at a time, make your Volley outdraw your entire deck. I can't remember who did that, but that might have been Galewinds, actually, who is playing in this tournament. It's probably not Galewinds. Let me just double check. I know that they are notorious. Yeah, it is Galewinds, and they're a notorious Yasuo player for some of the crazy stuff. They're a bit of a community hero, from my understanding, and they're also a regular over on our server. I see them frequently looking for games out there. So
definitely. So as you've just mentioned there, we do not usually actually stream Thursday Night Fight on this channel. If you would like to see that every Thursday, Matt does cast on that every single Thursday. Head over to the Discord links that you see in the pinned on the channel there. You'll be able to find our Discord server, which is Riftbound Chill and Playtesting, where we run the Bandle Blitz every Saturday, a casual free tournament, just for people to be able to figure out if their decks are going to be exactly what it is that they want to play, or if they just want to have fun and bring some meme decks. If you want to head over to the other Discord, which is Thursday Night Fights, where you'll be able to take part in this tournament, where the winner will get $20, because $20 is $20. Ours is usually Swiss, so you get a chance to play all of your rounds and get a real mix of what you're going to be playing against, because it's all in the spirit of testing. Whereas the Thursday Night Fights is usually single elimination with a loser's bracket to be able to form the rest of the leaderboard. It looks like we are still going. We've got what looks like 4 tables still running.
Yeah, we have 4 tables going. There's 15 minutes left on the round. We could attempt to find another table.
Yeah, let's go for a bonus match.
Yeah, let's see if we can find houses are big versus Silent Night.
Sure thing. I'm just... houses are big. They do have a password on the table.
Try 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Oh, what do you know?
I'm so good at this game. It's almost like we tell everybody to use the same password.
Let me just...
making all the reads and have 0 tournament wins under my belt, but I do look forward to playing in real life.
Yeah, it's going to be very fun. I'm just going to bring this away and just remove some things from that table so you don't think that you're watching the wrong people. Get rid of the names as well and just bring us straight over to that table. So I'm not sure what game we're on here.
Yeah, we are seeing
a Yi against Kaiser.
And Yi has all the cards, literally. The number of cards in hand. Houses Are Big is another big name in the online community. We've seen them do really, really well. I believe they're in the Hall of Fame for Fight Night. Let me just double check that. There is a tab for Hall of Fame, so you can see all the people that are doing really, really well. Like Terrasadon, who's played in pretty much a whole bunch of these, has never gotten the Hall of Fame, whereas Siren, who shows up one time, just gets it and is clearly the superior player. You know.
I know, Terrasadon is in the chat, so we do like to rib them. That's such a weird phrase nowadays, but that's what we'd call it in the olden days of 2005.
Houses Are Big has a 4th place finish in week 4. They finished first in week 8, so yes, they have been immortalized on the fight nights. And they finished 3rd, so they've done 1st, 3rd, 4th. Do they have a 2nd? No, so they've finished everything except for 2nd. Cyphria, that's a card we don't usually see in a Master Yi deck. We are going to bring in our chosen champion, when I try and hover over that, it just has a giant 4 written on Master Yi, so I can't remember the name of that version of Yi. It's the one that usually gets played, the body version, because it comes in ready and it has ganking, so it's a win condition on its own. It's going to get smoke screened when it comes in.
Yeah, each of the 11 weeks has had a different winner, which is absolutely fantastic to be able to see. You always have a chance to be able to get onto that Hall of Fame and win that $20. Money, holla, holla, get that dollar. I'm not sure how many points people are on because the points seem to be a bit bugged for me. So we're either on 24 or 20 against 23 or 2 against 4, 3 against 2.
We'll just see which number changes when they press the button.
Yeah, sure, that makes sense. Rather than me just guessing. And that's a Dead Bloom Predator. That's how you say it, Matt.
It's 4 points. Hidden card. Yeah, that's very, very strong.
Yeah, 4v4 by the look of it. Points at the moment.
Like, please play your Thousand-Tailed Watcher because my Yi Legend ability just makes my guy 11 might, and then your Thousand-Tailed Watcher just gets beat up. That's why Dead Bloom is just so good in Yi. As when you have it as a solo defender, even the best calm card in the entire game trades with it. It's just kind of ridiculous.
Oh, what are we paying for? What's going to come out? What's going to hit that board? It's a big cost, whatever it is.
Well, Yi's tapped out, so you've decided to commit
there it is.
Yeah, the Thousand-Tailed Watcher. What's really interesting is that Kaiser could have went to Dreaming Tree to see what your draw is beforehand. So we're maybe seeing a team attack over on the Godwiller because we do not want the Dead Bloom. Going double Falling Star, and that is going to be a huge amount of. Yeah, and that was a huge amount of deflect cost just paid there. So the Kaiser is going to be able to get the capture and draw a card, and that's going to keep the resources flowing for Kaiser, but that deflect cost wasn't nothing. That was kind of a huge hit to the resources. Now, wherever that Kaiser goes, they are tapped out. So we are pretty much saying that we are sacrificing this Kaiser to that Dead Bloom Predator. There is no way to protect it. So yeah, it would have made sense to potentially go to the Dreaming Tree there, because that would have forced the Dead Bloom away from the Godwiller. Okay, yeah, we're also going to get the Charm on the Thousand-Tailed Watcher. That may be the straw that broke the camel's back. We've got a Zonya's Hourglass number 2. And we've got, that rune decimation coming out of the deflect costs there. Oh, we got Unchecked Power. Oh, yeah, we're giving up. Yeah, our hand is pretty bulky. I mean, we've got Unyielding Spirit, so the Unchecked Power was going nowhere. I'm happy to see Yi's playing that. This seems to be a little bit more of the lower to the ground version of Yi. So Unyielding Power gets played, but a lot of these decks that are playing like Aurora or on the big end, they get overconfident and they think that they don't need to play Unyielding Spirit. But Unchecked Power is a card that very easily sides into the most popular deck in the format. So I think Unchecked Power is just generally very, very strong. It's also good against Falling Stars onto things like Void Gate and stuff like that. It'd be a little bit silly if you're playing Body to not play Unyielding.
So, 4 out of 8 people left can repeat and claim that Hall of Fame again by the look of it. T Simple T has let me know in the chat there. Thank you very much. I'm going to take this moment whilst the players are just having a look at what was in hand, and that was 2 time warps. Just to say, if you're not already following us, please give us a follow. You'll be seeing more Riftbound content. We do stream every Saturday for the Bandle Blitz. Sometimes, well, most of the time you'll see me and Matt on there. Next weekend, I believe, Matt, you're off to Essen? Oh, yeah.
Yes, I'll be off to Spiel.
Yeah, you'll be off to Essen Spiel. So you will have me and somebody else that we'll announce at some point. We have a few other tournament series that have asked us if we would be able to do coverage on our channel for them. So we're in the middle of trying to organise that as well. So you'll be seeing lots and lots of content. So drop us a follow and you will be able to see when we're next live. If you're looking for more Thursday Night Fight, however, if you want to follow the TNF Riftbound Twitch channel, where you'll also be able to see, give them a shout out there, you'll also be able to see Matt on there on Thursdays usually. You wouldn't see this usually on Thursday on this channel. TNF Riftbound is where you will see Matt and David running this $20 tournament. And it looks like we have all of our scores in. So
yeah, I can set up the. Yeah, I can get the players seated for the next round,
which is going to be round 3. We are actually having a really good time on getting through these rounds as well.
Yeah, okay, I've just got to do my double snip.
Oh, if you just have a look before you do that, it looks like somebody in score reporting has accidentally put in the wrong result. If you want to see if you can edit that.
Yeah. Let me just come down. I'll be time updates. Houses are big. Houses wins 2. Yeah,
accidentally.
Where are you?
Just put that in there.
Houses big. Yeah, I just need to find it. Yep. So I can edit scores and go 2-1 and then submit scores.
And as Matt just mumbles to themselves there about, setting up all of the rounds, we are going to be going into round 3 of Thursday Night Fight, where players join to be able to get that $20 bill, y'all.
1 cup of Starbucks by inflation standards.
1 cup of Starbucks by inflation standards. You are completely, unfortunately, correct. Let's see, actually, next time that we get a brackets up, I'll be able to tell you what we still have in our tournament. But just in case people didn't see it earlier, this was the meta at the start. We've lost some of those, what would be considered, I guess, to be rogue decks. At the bottom there, there's a couple of them are now out. Mostly we're looking at Kai'Sa, Yasuo, and Yi. We saw an absolutely fantastic round 1 where we got to see Volibear hitting the table against a wall of Lee Sin, which was an absolutely fantastic. And this will be on our YouTube channel as well. So if you head over to Matagas Plays YouTube, you'll be able to watch that back in your own time. Now, everybody is getting seated, so we will be able to see who it is that we're going to be looking at soon. Let's see, what are people playing?
Okay, so we've got a couple of good options here. We did just catch the end of Houses Are Big. I think that would be their matchup against Gilwins. I think is going to be the fun one, but Sold Out is also there. And
what is Sold Out playing? Yes, let's do Sold Out.
You want to do Sold Out? Right, let's sell out.
It's a deck I haven't necessarily seen as well, so yeah, I'd be down for that. It will be an interesting match. Sold Out versus
Guns Z Tracks.
So who we just saw as Victor as well. So yep.
Yeah.
Anything to avoid that. Anything to avoid that Kai'Sa mirror.
Oh, there's another one that I'm really interested in, but yeah, let's take it the.
Oh, which one are you interested in?
Houses Are Big versus Gilwins.
Let's have a look and see what they're playing. Versus. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Houses Are Big versus Gilwins.
Houses Are Big. Oh yeah.
I am happy to go for that as well. That looks like
cool. I'll just jump on and just let them know.
Yeah. No worries at all. So as you can see there, Kaiser is a big chunk there of the decks that we're going to be seeing this evening. But it looks like some of those more interesting decks towards the bottom of the bottom of that pie chart, which isn't how pie charts work, have managed to get through. And was that Galwin's? Because it looks like I may have found the table already. Okay, you're back. So Gelwin's, was that?
Yeah, Gelwin's, and the password is in the chat. It will make you chuckle.
Okay, let's have a look at the password.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, lovely. I mean, it's true. It's true. It's not a controversial opinion. So I'm just.
I don't know how I feel about that.
What?
Like, it's the controversial opinion.
It's not a controversial opinion, is what I said.
No, it's not. I think it should be. Yeah, it's...
Okay, I'm getting onto the table now, so I'm just going to sort out the table so you don't all see things that are incorrect. Who's down on this side? It's that person, so I need to swap these around. And we'll just get rid of the names while we get onto that table. And here we are.
Yeah, and if you do want to catch all of the good stuff from this, or even see some of the tournaments we've ran on the Bandle Blitz, we play on TCG Arena for that one, just to make it as accessible to people as much as possible. You can go over to the YouTube channel from Matorgus Plays, and we put our whole VODs on there, so you can go and watch all the games. You can watch T-Simple win last week. And yeah, we just you can go watch just all of that coverage and just see what's going on. Massey versus Set. This is why I want to see this, because there's also Set Kingpin being played, and I think Set Kingpin is the better set. I do like Set Brawler, or as I like to call him, Natty Set. But Set Kingpin is just an absolute ridiculous card. If you put one buff on it and send it in by itself, it has 7 might for 4 energy, 1 power. That is absolutely nuts. If you're looking for a guide for how to play the set deck, if you can wait until tomorrow, on our YouTube channel, we do have a guide coming in with a couple of different variants of ways of playing set coming out. Or you could just watch this game and see somebody who's actually being successful with the deck play. So Matthew, you can be coming out first with the Shield Poro, and we have a Sifria coming down. We'd have liked to have done that in the other order, but that's not necessarily true, because this Poro on Dreaming Tree is going to be very well defended, because we get the Master Yi Legend ability, which is going to add 2 might to it, and we're also going to get the Shield Poro Shield ability, so it's going to go up to 5. Your 2-drop having 5 might is pretty big. Set no turn 1 or turn 2 play here, so we've got to do something. We're also on Aspirant's Climb, so we have correctly read that our Yi player is playing much closer to the ground, and we're going for a longer game plan. Oh, Catalyst! We could be seeing a Set Aurora deck, because we have seen Mobilize on turn 1. Yeah, that is a reaction, so that is a legal play. So we're going to play Unguard, and because we've realized that that's probably not going to be very valuable later on. And we're going to take advantage of the Dreaming Tree to draw a card. So Yi Digging. Both of these players are very, very good at the game. So don't assume anything doesn't have a reason, even if the play seems questionable to you. There's a line that makes sense based on what reads these players are calculating. And I think that's something that catches people out, is like, you go, oh, they just made a bad play. But it's like, in many cases, there's a reason that they're doing it. Maybe in round 1 or 2 of a tournament, you'll say, hey, that's just, the person's just making bad plays. They just don't understand the matchup, and they're not very good at the game. At this level, it's like, if something is sus, it is really sus. And we're going to see Set Aurora coming down. Oh, please say we got Commander Ledros. Okay, this is also very good. We'll just drop a Deadbloom Predator. We do get to play some of the cooler older cards as our Aurora targets. We can get like Hardened Dragon, which just kills a unit when it comes out. We saw a little bit of Set Aurora being explored early on in the format, and then players kind of moved away from it because they wanted the disruption you could get from Calm. Or the Chaos cards where you have things like Mind Splitter available to you if you're playing Misfortune. You also get access to Bullet Time, which is another silly card. White Flame Protector, that's going to be huge. So we get down Dreaming Tree, and then we can give +8 might to our Poro, and then that's going to be enough to run over. Remember, we're not playing Lee Sin, so we don't get the extra. We're not playing Master Yi, so we don't get the extra +2 from the Legend ability. But we're just going to throw down a Dreadblade from our hand and get Hardened Dragon, and it's just going to gobble up that other dragon. I just forgot its name randomly. Yeah, so Dragon Eating Dragon there, and then that is so the Aurora coming down so early for set is White Flame Protector. That's what I was looking for. It's 1 a.m. here. Give me a break, guys. That is going to put a lot of pressure under Yi because we saw it come down. Yi is already up at 5 points. Yep, so we've got the Tasty Fey Folk is going to be able to hold down Dreaming Tree. We've got 1 rune open, so we could be looking at Defy. We could be looking at another On Guard. We saw an On Guard played earlier. Do we play the second Aurora? No, we're just going to go for a Mountain Drake. And then, we're going to Showstopper and then send that Mountain Drake in immediately. And we're going to get that defied. You're not having that. You're absolutely not having that. But our opponent is tapped out. We can't attack him with a Hardened Dragon because that is going to trigger the Yi Legend ability, which is going to make that Fey Folk 8. So that Showstopper would have been huge. Showstopper is probably one of the most ridiculous signature cards in the entire game. It gives you mobility and it gives you a buff, and then your set Legend ability lets you protect your units. Absolutely insane card. Like, they just decided that set was just going to have generally good all-around cards to make you want to build into it, and we don't really see enough. That is that is Dead Blue number 3 being found, and that is going to be able to drop straight onto that Dreaming Tree, and it will trade if it goes here. The question is, do we do it? This is the turn where you're going to actually get the kill here. You're not really going to get it beyond this point because Yi will untap, and attacking into a Yi that has ready runes is basically impossible. Your attack's almost always going to get bounced.
You just have a lot of answers.
Yeah, and that Earth Dragon is going to be available to the Mountain Drake, even is going to be able to move next turn, and it has a staggering 10 power. We're going to see a Shield Poro coming down. That is a very small Poro in the face of, I believe we missed an Aurora trigger.
You think?
Yeah. Oh, no. It was Dreadblade. That's what we found. Yep. Yeah. Oh, we're going to find the second White Flame Protector, and then we're going to be able to take out another Dreadbloom. Oh, no, it's going to be the first mate and go to 16 and take them both. Oh, Wallop. Yeah, Wallop is also cool. I really like Wallop. This is a card that we, again, don't see a lot of. You pay 2 energy and you can ready a unit, but you can also spend a buff to play it instead of paying its energy cost. So it's like a first mate that you don't actually have to pay for. 16 is going to be able to close it down and take the Aspirant's Climb, and we're going to go to 6 points. Our Poro is going to be able to take the Dreaming Tree and put us to 7 and put us within 2 points of winning the game. And we get to leave up 1 rune as well, so...
White Flame Protector, absolutely huge.
Yeah, with that Master Yi ability, that White Flame Protector is going to go to 10 if you try to attack into it. So you're going to want to get a buff. Okay, Call to Glory, just +3, and then attack in. Yep, so we're at 10. There's no way to save that, so we'll get that point. We are going to commit our set Kingpin, and we're going to use a seal. And then we're going to pay Wallop to ready our unit and send it in. It's going to trade... Oh, we have the On Guard. Oh, that is such a blowout. Well, we get the Hardened Dragon, and that's going to eat. I don't agree with sending the set in. That was pretty desperate to try and stop the opponent getting 2 points this turn. We've got a Hardened Drake on defense. We've left it in base so we can move it to the Dreaming Tree next turn. We know our opponent could bring out their Master Yi, but they'd need a Yi and a pretty sizable trick, probably Primal Strength, which they would just be able to play, but they would fully tap out to beat the Mountain Drake. But this free threat coming from Aurora every turn is absolutely massive for Gale Winds. Tough spot because all of these triggers, I will say, the Houses Are Big is fighting like a hero. They are literally slaying dragons. Well, they're using their definitely not Blue Eyes White Dragons to fight back.
Definitely not Blue Eyes White Dragon.
They are White Flame Protectors.
White Flame Protectors. They happen to look...
Yeah, they're just White Flame Protectors. They're absolutely not.
Not Blue Eyes White Dragon. No.
Not from that other game.
Not from that other game that we have no affiliation with anymore.
Some many happy years of my life working on that. We're going to see the tasty Fey Folk being accelerated into the Dreaming Tree. And we're going to be able to go up to 8 points. So now we can threaten a hold victory. We're very, very low on cards. We've got Confront, draw card. Any unit that comes into play is going to be ready. We've got a Catalyst, so we get to draw a card. Do we have an out to this 8? Well, effectively 8. Oh, we've got a Hidden Blade, so we're going to be able to kill the tasty Fey Folk. You're going to draw a bajillion cards. I can't stop saying bajillion. It's a trillion. Yeah, we're going to take advantage of the Dreaming Tree to draw 2 cards. Then we're going to find the Defy, and we're going to defy the Hidden Blade. So we need a trick to get this Hidden Dragon over. It's a Karma, that's not going to be enough, and Houses Are Big is going to be able to dig their way out of a Hidden Blade to find the Defy that they need to stay in it. Really, really good there. We get to, even if you resolve that Hidden Blade, you draw 2 cards, then your tasty Fey Folk dies, and you draw another card. Like, okay, cool. I just drew 5 cards. Yeah, that was definitely clutch there. Rezed F.
Huge.
Re-Z. Is that how you say it? Re-Z. Okay, yeah.
Re-resed. Re-resed F.
Re-resed. Oh, yeah.
There you go. Yeah, it's a clutch Defy that came in there. Whilst they are currently just going through and sideboarding there very quickly, I'll just bring up this graphic for what our meta is at the start of round 3. We're seeing a lot of those smaller decks out of there, essentially almost the entirety of the decks out there. 45% a Kai'Sa. We've got 1 Yasuo, 1 Yi, 1 Darius, 1 Set, 1 Annie, and 1 Victor. I do happen to know that Annie is against Victor on another table, I believe. So one of those is only going to come through into our semi-finals, which is right after this round.
Yeah, things are flying really effectively now. People have really got to grips with reporting their results and keeping up on time and stuff like that.
So
yeah, we are only 12 minutes into this round as well. Okay, let's see how these players play into this.
it's a Zone Warrens and an Obelisk of Power.
Yeah, Obelisk of Power giving that wrap very effective for Set to try and get to the Aurora faster. Yeah, we're going to see Immobilize coming out early, so we get... we are starting. We decided to go first on our Obelisk turn. Usually we go second, but against a faster Yi deck, that might just be really bad news. I got new mentions here. Let me just check. Score reporting. There's a bottom bracket not starting yet. It started.
Is the that losers bracket here should have started by now. Have you got them up to post in the chat so people know who's playing against who? And it should say on challenge who is playing who, but everybody should have started at the same time.
Yep, just sorting out a little bit of admin here. Right. Oh, we got Karma. Karma is a card that we don't see enough of, and is also really, really cool with Aurora, because Aurora cycles cards. And that lets you basically just start putting buffs down left, right, and center. I do really like Karma. This is not like a really good way to recycle in these colors, because runes don't count as cards for the effect. Which is really upsetting, because if it did count, Karma would be absolutely amazing. But you can play it in mind decks, so the blue color, with cards like Garbage Grabber, which would let you draw extra cards, and then because you're recycling cards, you'd be able to effectively just start chucking down buffs and draw cards. You get to do a bit of the Karma Lux thing that was very popular in Legends of Runeterra. This E deck is just zero chill and is just coming out very, very aggressively, scoring those early points, very well knowing that, they've left out the 4 runes to threaten the Primal Strength. The thing with this Karma is you can press it in, because you can just use your set legend ability to protect it. Yeah. It is a risky attack, because you're probably going to be trading with something. Well, with one of your opponent's tricks, and your opponent's left up 4, potentially to bait you into thinking that they are going to play Primal Strength. But that could just as easily be a unguard, find your center. That's 2. We're going to see Discipline. So we're going to go from 5 to 7. So these are going to trade, which is fine, because we can just use our set ability if we don't have a trick here. It's double Discipline. Okay, so we're going to get pushed back, but we do pull out 2 tricks from our opponent. We can just showstopper straight into the other lane. Oh no, we're going Catalyst. Yep. And then we've got the Arena Bar to just rebuff our Karma. So yeah, we get 2 tricks for 1 rune, 1 power. We do also surrender 2 points on the scoreboard. This Yi deck proving to be a little bit quick. That may be the death knell of these Aurora decks. They do not like fast decks. Like, that is just like really awful to play into. Obviously, that's just what you'd come to expect. But if you cannot keep pace with them, Set Brawler coming in.
Yeah. He is also playing Set.
Yeah, Set beating up Set. That's funny. Set Brawler is a great card. This card, you can remove the buff and it gets +4 might. So this then gets you up to 8. Whenever you conquer, you get to put a buff back onto it. But the real strength for this card comes in that you can spend multiple buffs in order to gain multiples of the attack, because it's not once per turn. So yeah, Yi is going to fall back here, because we know that they're in a position to start playing Deadbloom Predators, and we don't need to lose any of our units for free. So the Aurora is going to come down. Do we move Karma out is a question. If you move that Karma out, you do accept that it could just, we're going to get Hardened Dragon, and that's just going to be able to blow up the Set Brawler before he gets going. No way to protect against that. You can't counterspell a Hardened Dragon.
Definitely a targeted attack.
Oh, and because we recycled a bunch, we get the buff down on our Hardened Dragons, so we're going to get a 7 might unit. So it's basically a Mind Splitter. Except we didn't get to see our opponent's hand, so it's nothing like a Mind Splitter when you think of it that way. Double Pit Rookie, Shield Poro. We do still have access to our Chosen Champion, and we're on... Oh, we got another Set Brawler. Yeah, Spirit Sheller, from what we've seen last week with Cern's deck, is that the mid-range Master Yi is still definitely a thing. It has a harder matchup into Kai'Sa, because Kai'Sa is just very good at shooting anything small. But Yi's legend ability is probably a little bit overtuned because of the amount of stats you gain from it. Okay, so we've got Karma, and we've got the Hardened Dragon. So we can score 2 points here. We're staying off the points to prevent Deadbloom Predator from ever getting anywhere. But we are, every turn that we don't score, we're giving multiple Aurora triggers. Yep.
So buffed Mountain Dragon down. Some huge guys over down here on Set side.
Yeah. If you're Set and you have Wallop, you 100% play the Wallop and get the Drake in. Because Karma would just give you a buff here.
And there is the Aurora Borealis. At this time of year, at this time of night.
Yeah.
This part of the stream.
1 a.m. in the middle of the stream, we we get to put down another fatty. That's at 9 deflect. So our play is probably going to be around multiple set brawler triggers, but we've seen 2 of the pit rookies. And Yi historically doesn't have a ton of buffs. We could be playing the Kinku Monk that we usually see in the more aggressive versions of the set deck. Yeah. Definitely getting her money's worth here. And everything coming out of the Aurora is just immediately being buffed. And that is not 90. And the way I'm looking at the table is it looks like there's 91 power on that thing. It's not. It's written so that the opponent can see it. It's written by the player.
Yeah. So it's 16 power there, yeah.
Just going to have our pit rookie breakdancing while we figure out what we're doing with it. It's not unbeatable. It's only 16 might on there, and the Dead Bloom is going to be the card that survives. The bigger problem is in the wings, you've got Mountain Drake and every turn a bigger threat, and we're only at 4 points, and we've already seen 3 triggers from Aurora.
I believe so.
So your ability to speed run this gets harder and harder. Now, you do have access to cards like Charm, so you're going to be able to push people, push the set deck off the point.
Just grabbing that point and then digging into the deck.
Right. Yeah, as long Warren's very good for consistency. It's one that I struggle to put in decks because pretty much every player can get away with taking advantage of the Zone Warrens. So I don't like it. It's a case of just making sure that your deck is better at using it than your opponent. So if you're playing cards like Mundo or if you're playing Scrap, there's a lot of options. Or if you're a Jinx fanatic, you can be playing the Flame Chompers as well. But yeah, it always feels weird because your opponent's always going to be able to find use for a loot effect. They're just going to get rid of the worst card in the current situation out of their hand and then just dig deeper into their deck, finding their strategy. And I don't like battlefields that help the opponent's consistency, funny enough. But they're kind of unavoidable. All right, we're figuring out how much attack we have. Nope, we're conceding. We're just saying, hey, we're too far behind on the Aurora. I don't have answers here, and now you're just going to... Yeah, you're just going to run me over. That's a very good concession. It's preserving the clock.
Most definitely, because how much time we got left on the round?
27 minutes, 55 seconds.
So yeah, quite a
Jade Druid. Oh, Hearthstone reference.
Yeah, plays larger and larger men.
I'm just thinking of a Futurama episode, but I don't know if I can say that. Death by Snoo Snoo. We're going to send in the larger women, and then the beautiful women, and then again by the larger women.
Futurama is so good.
I think it's one of the most memorable scenes. What's it? Simpsons has a lot of quotable moments, but that's from Futurama, one of the big ones. Snarky TPB. We don't have deck lists, but we do. The player lists we're posting in our Discord server right now, so you'll be able to take a look at everybody there. We've got a meta breakdown, so you can see roughly. We haven't said who's playing what, but you'll be able to also see in the Hall of Fame after the event is concluded who was the winner, who's top 4. But yeah, on screen right now is the current remaining decks in the tournament and their breakdown. So we have a lot more.
It's about 45% Kaiser at the moment, and then moving around. But Snarky TVB, if you have a look at, there's 2 Discord links there. If you're not already a member of Thursday Night Fights, it's usually over on the Thursday Night Fight Twitch channel that we would be seeing this. One of the Discords will take you there, so you'll be able to see who is currently playing and the brackets.
Yeah, and of course, if you don't want to miss any of our content, please hit that follow button so you can keep up to date with all of the online tournaments that we cover and some of the new stuff that we're going to be working on as well. So super excited to bring that to you. And yes, we have to do the marketing stuff. It's part of how you do these things, I've been told.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Ah, okay, very interesting. We're going to go Forge of the Future. So what's really cool in this Aurora deck is that Forge of the Future creates a unit, and it gets when it gets revealed by Aurora, it just goes to the bottom of the deck, so it doesn't actually interfere with you having an early game play. And it does have some value in certain matchups, for example, against Annie, where you can push away any of the good spells that they get, or against Immortal Phoenix. But this Forge is really, really cool tech, as it would allow us to move. However, Yi is going to get one of those vital triggers on the God Willow. And we didn't want to move our recruit into Signal of the Storm because that's going to cause us to recycle a rune. And we're on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're on 7, so we're looking at playing Aurora next turn. So if we do make that move, we just lose a rune and we can't play Aurora next turn. Yep, there it is. Yeah, so you get just as much information in this game from what your opponent chooses not to do versus what they actually do. And that is a key thing. If you're like, well, why didn't they just do that? It's like, okay, that gives me information that I can use. Yeah, I know. As soon as I said do, I was like, yeah, we're all adults here. And then I realized, no, we're not. Hardened Dragon coming off the top. So yeah, if you imagine how obnoxious it is every time a Deadwing Predator gets pulled off of an Aurora, Hardened Dragon is just as obnoxious because it eats something.
Yeah, Cern's in the chat there saying that they were looking at the Karma set Aurora list because Karma is a pretty solid card. Repeatable buff in set is good, and Aurora recycles each turn for Karma. That's a very strong combo.
I'd like to play in Lux with Garbage Grabber, but again, Lux just has the problem that removal is so inefficient against wide boards that you just get beat up by a whole bunch of things. Unfortunately. If everybody was on the Go Big deck, Lux is amazing because she has an artillery in her kit that just kills every big thing. It's just that removal is super inefficient to play on a recruit when you're like, laser your recruit. And you're like, oh yeah, that guy deserved it. 8 damage to your 1 might unit. Worth it. Okay, so now we're trying to decide what to do with that Cyphria. Probably kind of hard to send it in when she is going into certain death. Tasty Faithful going to be making the move with the Accelerate, and then we're going to get a buff on our Cyphria. Cyphria also being a clever way to feed cards like Wallop, which allows us to move much quicker. We're going to get Karma down. And yep, we're going to use our Vision, which means we're going to recycle, which means we get to get a buff out. Unfortunately, sending that in against Tasty Faithful would also have to send our Recruit, or we're going to have to play a Trick. Call to Glory. We get to play Call to Glory in this deck as well. That's really cool. And we're just going to hard cast it. We don't want to spend buffs for free when we have runes available if we don't intend to do anything else with it. So God Willow, we also have a very solid point on there, and then we're going to hide a card as well. So that's probably going to be Hidden Blade. And then we're going to be able to flip over cards from the Aurora, and it's going to be Mountain Drake, and that's going to be waiting in the wings to take the Signal of the Storm. Now that we're running, I think you can justify putting that on Karma, to be honest, just to prevent your opponent playing Yi and then using Charm. I think I would have rather protected Karma because the Mountain Drake was relatively safe. And you can also use Forge of the Future, which is also a card that's very good with Karma because you can just send your opponent's trash back into their deck, which then is a recycle, which then triggers Karma's ability. When you recycle 1 or more cards, you get to buff a friendly unit. I would have buffed the Karma in that situation because I think the Drake is much safer. There are 11 runes. They could have gone 7 for Master Yi, 8 for Charm. You could have lost your Mountain Drake there, but I think the Karma adds a lot of value. I mean, yeah, that's just how Aurora plays. You draw it on turn 3 or 4. That's just how it goes. You mulligan for it as well, right?
That's where it sits. Just
in the top of your deck.
In the top of the deck, yeah.
It's one of those foil cards that curve a little bit so you can see where it is in your deck while you're shuffling. Yeah. Special foil technique. Only my opponents do that. Yeah,
it's true. It's a particular law called SOD. just in case you've never heard of that, that is Sod's Law. Not sure whether it's a popular law outside of the UK, but Mage Armor, what up? And when you play the deck from the bottom 10 every game, that sounds like exactly my look also.
In a previous life, you were a bad person, and you're paying for it now by never drawing your Aurora, which, in all the grand scheme of things, it could be a lot worse, but that's still very inconvenient.
It's just one of those minor curses, like, you know, I was about to say you stub your toe every day, but that's a pretty bad curse, to be fair. You find Lego in your shoes.
You never have enough toilet paper. Okay, we're going to be seeing a Primal Strength. Yeah, all you have is a Tesco's receipt. Down. That is going to be enough to double clear. It's going to force the Hidden Blade, and then we're probably going to have the Defy waiting for that. Yep. So we're going to get the double kill. And we're going to use Set to save our dragon, again, because Set the boss is very, very good. But we're going to start pulling ahead. That's not very fast for Yi scoring, and they only have 6 runes open, so they can't get their Yi committed. And even if they could, Mountain Drake would be there to contest it. Sabotage! Oh, yeah, there is 2 units, so that's good that you know they're not in the deck for the Aurora, but that Karma can be played next turn, and then trigger the Vision ability, which will allow you to put 2 buffs down, so Hardened Dragon and Karma will get buffed. Yep, we send the Drake in. We get 1. We're going to recycle a rune in order to take the Sigil of the Storm. Pretty sure we just play Karma here. Yep,
there it is.
Yep, and then we get 2 buffs out. And we also get to check to see whether we want that card or not, so we get a little bit of consistency.
Oh, yeah. May have accidentally just put a buff to the bottom of the deck there.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like, it was like, I'm not looking for that.
It's like, yeah, we'll deal with that when we get there. Yeah, we get rid of the buff. Yep, and then Karma is going to get to trigger again. Oh, we got Hardened Dragon, so we're going to eat one of these Cyphrias.
Nice. That's a very nice pull.
It's an expensive...
Oh, and accidentally just put that to the bottom of the deck as well.
It's an expensive way of killing a Cyphria, but when you get it for free, it's pretty good. Got to be careful dragging our cards around everywhere.
The quirk of the tabletop simulator build of Riftbound. But it is very, very easy to use. Very well coded in there to be able to actually get some use out of some of the effects without having to manually drag things around. Which is nice. It's the closest you're going to get to playing in real life as well, because the bumbly nature of Tabletop Simulator is a valuable testing tool, especially if you're developing your own tabletop games, if that's something you're into. Which we also do. Yeah, which is what we do. Prior to Riftbound, and actually still continue to do, is we make our own games, and you get to see how players are going to interact with lots of moving components or tracking different things. Definitely Mage Armor. Shout outs to Willow for the mod. Yeah, most definitely. If you want to find that, you can join one of the 2 Discords that we've got in the pinned. One is Riftbound Playtest and Chill, which is our Discord for the Bandle Blitz, the casual tournament, where we've got all sorts of resources that you can find to be able to find out how to play and where to play. Thursday Night Fight's also there, also have their own resources channel, so join them both so that you get to play as much Riftbound as possible. Few Karma's coming in, and then we're just going to be able to save 1. Yeah. It's fine. The Yi is pushed back. There, we can use our Forge to the Future to double buff here if we want to. Because, yeah, a lot of Yi strength is in holding, and we are denying them the ability to do that. Yeah, okay, we're just going to resolve our Aurora, and this is going to trigger both Karmas. Oh, no, we didn't recycle. We actually didn't recycle this time because we just hit the Dead Bloom off the top. No Karma triggers. I wonder if we should have been using Forge to the Future there to ensure we get our buffs down. I mean, we're in a pretty good spot. The lane that's most achievable is the Sigil, as that's only currently being protected by 13.
The right side is an absolute hellscape where you don't want to go deaf. There be dragons here. You definitely don't want to be hanging out there.
Quite a few.
Yeah, what's that? Like 27? We got 27 on Godwillow. And the thing is Godwillow is going to start double drawing. So if we are going to contest a battlefield, it's going to be the Sigil.
Yes, at least 2 dragons do reside there. You're right, Mage Armor.
Yep, and I believe that's going to be a concession coming out from Houses Are Big. We are going to be seeing Set Aurora moving deeper into the tournament, and we've got 15 minutes, 15 seconds left on the round. I will actually just do a quick ping on the server.
Just like we have quite a few tables that have finished up as well by the look of it, so we're doing quite well on time. So let me just remove that because we're no longer waiting for round 3. We're in round 3. And at the start of this round, we saw that Kaiser was dominating it. There is 2 more rounds after this. This is round 3. We've got the semi-finals coming up and then the finals thereafter. This is essentially the quarterfinals that we were just on. So yeah, that Kaiser was absolutely huge. Yeah, it is quite late. Usually this tournament is mostly US based, but David, the person who usually runs it, is a little under the weather. So Matt and I are just here to help. If you want to actually see more of this particular tournament, it's usually on the TNF Riftbound channel, which I'm not allowed to shout out for another 20 minutes because Twitch is just like that. But yeah, we've got quite a good variation across the board looking at it going into this round, but I do know some of these one decks that are still remaining of each of these champions are yeah, it's 135 here too, Dragon X. It's getting late. These have been paired against each other. Kaiser hasn't been paired up against most of the others. Score reporting, just checking. Yeah, it's I think we're going to be going to maybe 4 a.m. UK time. So yeah, definitely a late one. This stream is unofficially sponsored by Monster Energy, which Matt is shotgunning currently.
Yeah, my liver's hurting.
Specifically the liver. As results come in, I am going to actually have a check and see more and more of how the meta's changing. So I'm just going to jump over to...
Yeah, you're going to get a feature match that you wanted to see last round. You're going to get that on the next one.
Potentially, yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, no, you will.
Okay.
I just took a look at the pairings.
The pairings. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Let me just have a look myself and see where we are. Okay. Interesting. So there's one game that's still going by the look of it. Which is Terrasadon, friend of the stream. So
yeah, a regular and a proper grinder on the circuit as well. Like
100%.
As I've said before, like I've gone to bed some nights and woke up in the morning UK time and Terrasadon's still on scrimming, and I'm like, how are you still alive? And then I go, yep, I'm done for the evening, and then they disappear for 12 hours, I assume, back into the nebulous dimension that they live. Prior to coming back out to play Riftbound again.
Okay, and we've got... I think I've got more than what there is on here.
You're on coffees? Yeah, that's probably much better for you than energy drinks. Right? I imagine actually being stabbed would do less damage to your body, to be honest. Actually, I probably can't say that for...
You can't say that out loud, no.
Actually,
do you know what? Let's just see who we've got still left in the tournament. That will make it easier for me to be able to filter these out. So we know that we've got one of those two, which means that we don't have them anymore. They're through. They are not. They're not on the list anymore. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that makes sense because that's going to turn into 4. So interestingly and amazingly, we're actually looking that depending on the outcome of this event, we may be looking at 4 different champions in the semi-finals.
Okay.
Which is very interesting, but we'll see what this particular match that's left over will take us to. Do we want to see whether we can head over there, potentially?
Well, we don't really want them starting yet, because that would be a backup game.
No, I mean the backup game, because they're still currently playing.
Oh, right, yeah.
I've got the ICRB still playing against Terrasadon.
Yeah, let me just see if I can just connect to it.
Just see how they're getting on, and we'll go from there.
Let's just figure out
how is Set been doing so far. Well, currently we are going to have Set in the semi-finals, which is looking good.
Yeah, I'm just going to hop over and check and see how their game's going.
Sure thing. Yeah, I don't want to jump over there if they're going to be finishing up soon. Would be a little bit of wasted time. It's all going well. It is coming up to 2 a.m. here in the UK. I hope that you're all feeling fantastic. Thanks everybody that has followed this stream. I'm going to give you some shout outs and just scroll down. Mage Armor, Anomi, Shark TBB, WBM Tog, T Simple T, Snack Muncher, Curly Bill 93, Volcom LR, Tricky Treacy 1, Re-Resed F, Cerns, SQT Jake, Pew Q have all followed during this stream. Absolutely fantastic to have you all here. Thank you very much. We're going to be bringing you lots more Riftbound content, as we have, as I said previously, a few people are actually asking us to stream their tournament series as well. So we will be bringing you more and more. If you want to see Thursday Night Fight, go and please follow the TNF Riftbound Twitch channel. You'll be able to see those every Thursday. Our stream is usually on a Saturday, just a little bit earlier than this. We don't we don't quite go to 4 a.m. on Saturdays on our streams. How is their game going, Matt?
They're going to game 3 in the series, and they've got 8 minutes 24 seconds left.
Ooh, yeah, let's join.
Yeah, I've just sent you the deets.
Sure thing. Let me take a look. Yeah, that's fine.
It's Darius versus Kaiser.
Nice. I'm just going to stick on to studio. Oh, I didn't click studio mode correctly. So I'm going to just very quickly hide some things and get over there. Oh no, now you're seeing my terrible setup of the table. Let me just...
Then we just kind of like zoom in, so we give you guys the best view.
Okay. Oh, bit too much.
Yeah, if we were running the tables and we had people join the feature match table, we could set up fixed cameras. But
yeah, alas, we didn't think about that until right this very second.
Yeah, sometimes I have a good idea too late.
Yeah. So bonus game, they are currently sat on 1-1, so I can't actually put that on here.
And Moody's 21 Moods set is actually in the top 4, I believe.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. It's a different build. It's a very different build.
Thanks for follow, Dollar Obama.
So yeah, we're going to see very standard openers for both decks. Darius is going for the Trifarian Glory Seeker, just getting 2 might on the board, and we're also going to see the fire back with the Sentry, the Watchful Sentry, and the key thing here is we've left 1 rune up, and our Kaiser Daughter of the Void is available, so we have got access to that Hedge Tech Ray, which makes this attack quite vulnerable. You're basically saying I'm okay if this happens. Yep, we don't have a Hedge Tech, we were just debating it.
I've heard anybody say debate in a very long time.
Have you not? Is that no longer a thing?
I couldn't tell you. I'm not hip. I'm not down with the cool kids anymore. Unfortunately, I am past my Amazon Prime.
Well, I'm at that point where it's like, if you even try to sound like you know what you're talking about, it just sounds really cringy. You know,
Skibbity Riz.
Like, yeah, it sounds like a news presenter saying, I'm standing outside of a high school and I'm trying to get down with the kids. And you're like, well, that just sounds wrong. All right. And they start trying to use all this slang. It's just like, I'm past the point where I've just got to be like, I know what a yeet is, but I can't use it in any context. It doesn't.
Oh no, yeet is still a thing. Yeet is still a thing.
Yeah, but we're past the point where you can say that.
No, we're not.
1 point coming up for Terrasadon. We're going to tap 2, get the Pytiporo. We've got Kaisa being deployed by Darius. So that's going to be able to threaten the Conqueror on the Dreaming Tree, but we've left 3 up, which is presenting a Void Seeker. Darius is going to get that hold point. $2000s lingo. Boomer talk. We're not boomer talk yet. I mean, then I'll be talking about how difficult it is to do repairs on the home that I own, or
you kids and your DVD players.
Well, what you need to do is just invest your money into buying 3 houses, and if you don't have money for a house, your parents will give you a small loan of $1 million. It's fine.
Just need to cancel your Netflix and stop buying avocados.
Yeah, but avocados is the second most addictive thing next to energy drinks. Let's be honest. They put actual sauce in those avocados. Kaisa's going to be taking the kill on the Watchful Sentry, drawing an additional card, and we're fighting in the Dreaming Tree. We have a cleave, so we're able to draw an additional card off of that as well. And we're going to go ahead and call our Trifarian Glory Seeker home, and we're going to get to take advantage of our Legion ability on our Darius Legend and play the Vanguard Captain, which then makes 2/1/1. So the army gets bigger. We've got it safe in base, and that Kaisa is still relatively protected because we have 3 runes at the ready. We're going to go ahead and go for a Void Seeker on this Kaisa. That's going to force a response if we have it. Could be Call to Glory just for the free might. Oh, it's Shen. Okay, we're going to react with Shen, which means that attacking into the battlefield is still quite rough because Shen has tank and also has free might on its own. So it's got tank 2. So it's a reaction card. It's the only unit, I believe, that does that in the game at the moment. Oh, we're going to go for a Hedge Tech Ray as well. It's not a react. So you've got to resolve the Void Seeker. And then after it resolves, you can Hedge Tech Ray. But this will burn a rune off of the Kaisa player. Shen is incredibly powerful trick because of that reaction speed, but very, very small and gets killed by basically a breeze. And unless you're attacking into it. So you can move that Pytiporo out, but it's not a very well protected Pytiporo, and you end up in the situation where you have to actually pay a power cost. Imagine. It's giving poor when you have to pay power costs in Kaisa. So we are going to use a Candlelit Sanctum. So we decide actually we will defend that Poro with power. It's just like even a Hedge Tech Ray here is going to burn another power, and that's going to take us away from being able to go Thousand Tail Watcher in order to protect the thing, and then we'd have to give up the ability to develop. And our Darius player is quite far ahead, and they could be going for their chosen champion, Darius Trifarian, and then use their legend ability to activate Legion to gain an extra power to play another spell. And that will ready the Darius, and then Darius will go in and just hack you to bits.
Excellent.
Yeah. Well, probably not excellent if it's happening to you. There is 2 minutes, 8 seconds left on this round before we go to end of match procedure. This is game 3 for anybody just tuning in. This is going to decide who goes into the top 4, and I'll be honest, Darius is looking at a pretty good position.
And I will say, if Darius does win this, we do have one of... Everybody's playing something different, so it's going to be a nice look at that meta wheel. Yeah, so we're in the tank right now, thinking Eric is trying to figure out what's going on here. They have a lot of cards. That's 5 cards and Darius available to them. We just offer a trade here. Does Kaisa want to burn power? Because that does take away one of their really potential big plays, but Watchful is probably not as useful as you'd think. You're probably more likely to want to play Darius next turn because you can hold up retreat. But even if we do pay a power cost here, we wouldn't be able to go Darius
Darius buff it and retreat. I mean, you'd have to have cleave specifically to do it, or you could do it with stupefy, I guess. But we're not seeing a lot of cards being played, so we know that Kaiser's hand is probably very top heavy, so we can probably assume Darius Watchful Sentry. Maybe even Time Warp, although I think Time Warp would be incredibly greedy to play into a Darius deck that's just so low to the ground. Because you kind of end up in a position where once you get ahead and you start winning, that just you don't need a Time Warp because you just got raw control. We're going to go to 5 points on Darius. Hidden Blade, kill your own unit, draw 3 cards because of the Dreaming Tree. Seems pretty good. Seems pretty good. Hard to lose games where you're drawing 3 cards when you're ahead.
Definitely.
It also draws that Poro probably over to the Candlelit Sanctum, and that is time on the round.
Just
I'll just do it in the chat box here.
Yeah, just chat them in the chat box. It is the only game that's still running.
I do pay for extra guac, you've got a point. Yeah, exactly.
True. It's true. But what we'll see here is who is going to pay for that extra guac in this match and go through to the semi-finals of week 12 of Thursday Night Fight.
This is game 3 anyway. Yeah, we're going to have a result. Darius is quite far ahead, and that Hidden Blade to draw that many cards is probably going to be a pretty big nail in the coffin here. Now, Paracetamol isn't out by any means. They've got a lot of cards, but they are drastically behind on points. And we do see the Darius Triferian in the Darius champion slot ready to come in. Yeah, Faithful Manufacturer. And then we get to play the Noxus Hopeful. It's a very boring 4-might unit that you just get to pay for 2 if you've played another card this turn. And then Darius' ability, giving you that Legion mana, just makes it very, very accessible. This card is just so good in this deck. So this Pouty Poro does have a point that it can take, but then you're giving up the Poro. Could accelerate a Kaiser, but that's... We could accelerate the Kaiser, but then we're paying power again. I think we're okay because at that point, sorry, I'm trying to hold down yawns in between those little pauses.
Yeah,
but if you accelerate the Kaiser, you can still play Watcher. It's all right, we're rolling up to 2, and then we've got 2 more rounds. It'll be finished by 4.
We knew what we were signing up for.
Yeah. And we're very grateful that you guys decided to show up. I appreciate the sign-up link went out a little bit late because the plan was to take a week off, and then we were like, oh, don't worry, we're quite happy to do this one.
Yeah.
So if you've got any feedback, by the way, for things that you'd like to see us more cover, or other things that you'd like to get in coverage, just like shoot them in the chat, or even just put them on the Fight Night server, and then we can just keep it in mind in the future. Like, let us know what you think of the layouts as well. Obviously, it's something that was being worked on, and trying to make it look as awesome as possible. So we're on the Dreaming Tree. We've got 3 runes up, so we could be presenting another Void Seeker. Stupefy is very probable. We've got enough cards this guy, so it's just making sure that we can play them efficiently. Darius hasn't drawn Hook, so we might be able to outvalue them. We do have to cleave, and we're electing to not bring out the Darius. Now, we're going to get the card draw from the Dreaming Tree. Could be Smokescreen. Yep, we're going to see a smoke. We're going to smoke them down all the way back down to 3 might. Do you play cleave number 3?
That is the question.
I mean, you could also Hidden Blade to get this to force this score through. We are on extra turns as well. So yeah, Terra took the first turn. Oh no, end of current turn. And so this is turn 1. Yeah, it's going to be the Hidden Blade on the Kaiser. We don't have the retreat for it either, but we do get to draw 2 new cards. And we're going up to 9, so could send the Vanguard Captain in. But there's a risk of a Hedge Tech Grey, which we did just draw a bunch of cards and we haven't had it earlier, so it's highly probable that we've just drawn a Hedge Tech Grey. We could send the whole team in. We can avoid Seeker, this Poro. Has a deflect cost, so that would be a little bit painful. Darius. Now we're going for Draven. And Draven has 1,000,000 might because we have a bunch of score on the board.
Because he is Draven.
He is actually confirmed as a legend for Set 2 Spirit Forge, so you'll be able to take this as your chosen champion. If you
very
want
much
to.
Looking forward to that. I wonder what their ability will be as a legend.
They were kind of a bit silly in Runeterra. I think it was like you kept getting these spinning discs. I can't remember what the condition was, but effectively he leveled up when you had no cards. Was it no cards in hand? No, that was Jinx. I can't remember, but he kept making these little discs that gave your units like temporarily +1, +0. You kept, every time he strikes, you get like 2 of these things and you just start running people over.
What turn do we
So I wonder if they'll find a way to do that. Obviously, that works in a digital space. I don't know how you do that in a TCG.
What turn is this?
This would be turn... Oh, we got Kafian Rain. This will be turn 2. Yeah, because Terrasadon ended their turn, Eric took to 1 turn, and then Terrasadon's on turn 2. And then we're going to see the Kafian Rain being able to clean up a bunch of stuff. It's pretty huge, actually. It's a big tempo swing.
Yeah. It is kind of neck and neck at this point, by feel. So let's see where we go. So much so that on my little meta wheel, I already have a Darius win and Darius loss file name, just because I'm not quite sure which way this is going to go.
Kind of like how every newspaper, if they think an election's too tight to call, they just make both first pages.
Yeah, and she's just like, yeah, well, one of them's going to win.
It's like, we're going to use one of these. And somebody's going to have 4 hours of work thrown out the window. But that's Susan's problem.
Who's Susan?
She works on a newspaper.
Okay.
You could be playing Riftbound. That's a far more stable career.
Yeah. Yeah, stable.
I mean, a $9,100 prize card?
Yeah,
Just
I mean, that's
good.
true. Yes, we are dropping Susan Law.
Yeah, they're becoming a character, 100%, in this fantasy environment.
It's what Susan Boyle's doing after their operatic career.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that one.
Yeah, Susan Boyle.
That's a real person.
It is a real person. They said it's a real Boyle. I mean, technically.
This Draven's going to be very difficult to contest.
It is huge. Oh, start the yawn counter.
Yeah, we've got to keep those as well on screen. Or I could just press the mute button. That'll also be good.
Oh,
so
yeah.
This Draven can go up to 10 comfortably. Probably.
Oh.
Yeah, we're committing to Darius. And then we're going to play Eve number 3. No, it's the Faithful Manufacturer that is going to let us send in the Darius.
Is this going to take us up to... I'll be honest with you, it has... yeah, okay. There, yeah. And there's that. And, what's coming down?
It's a smoke screen, but that is nowhere near enough.
Nowhere near enough, no. Yep, and there is a concession by the look of it.
Yeah. Herasadon, unfortunately, getting knocked out before the final hurdles. We are going to see a unique top 4 of 4 different legends.
Yeah, let's bring that in. As you can see on screen right now, our finals is going to be Annie, Kaiser, Set, and Darius. So really nice spread. Seeing that 45% Kaiser, meta coming all the way down to 1 has just been a treat to see, as it does very much mean that this game still has a massively open meta. So I am raring to see what our next feature match will be.
Oh, it's going to be the Annie deck, 100%.
More than likely. It's the one that we haven't seen so far on this channel at all, to be fair. Most of the decks that we have actually seen on this channel has been Darius and Kai'Sa. Thinking about it, outside of tonight, of course, where we've seen an absolute veritable Corpuconia? I'm saying that wrong.
You're asking me for a word I've never heard in my life.
Cornucopia. That's the word I was trying to say. There was definitely a cornucopia on the Fruits of Loom logo, and nobody can tell me otherwise. So, going into our semi-finals, it looks like we have Dollar Obama versus Gelwins and Sold Out Soon versus ISO RB. So, who are we going for, Matt?
Sold Out Soon.
Sold Out Soon.
Actually made top 8 of Rift Labs with Annie, actually. They are on the Hall of Famer. They're very well known. Probably the best Annie player currently on the market. I say that like you can buy players.
Like you can't buy players. I nearly said I nearly finished that with unfortunately, but that's not right either.
If you say unfortunately, it's kind of a bit of a different situation.
So we're going Sold Out Soon. Who's playing against ISA RB? Let's see if I can find the table.
Cool. They're seated. So I need to set the timer and tell them.
Let's just wait until I get onto the table and then we can tell them to start.
Yeah.
ISA RB.
It'll be 1, 2, 3. It'll be the password.
Yeah, more than likely. Oh, they're sold out. There we go. Connecting to their table now. Yep. I'm just going to get us set up and ready to be able to see. And then I will move us over to the table so you can all see the action that's coming in. It looks like they're just loading their decks as well. So let me just check who is sat on which table.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a lot of noises from the game. It looks like they are just bringing that on. So let's head over to that table now.
Annie versus Darius. Oh, this is a good top 4 match. This is going to be a ton of fun. Guys in the chat, who do you think has the advantage in this match? The lightning fast Annie deck or Darius Hook's army? What are your thoughts? It's double zone Warren, so both players playing on their preferred starting location. I actually think this favors Annie, to be honest. This matchup. I've not played it a lot. I've just not played a lot of Annie. But I know for anybody who is sort of getting into the game, the first time they play it, they see how to play Annie correctly. They love it. Gotta check the... Yeah. I do want to do a special shout out to Dr. Rick, who's been handling all of our judge calls. Being excellent, just sort of staying on tonight. They're obviously welcome in this chat anytime they find a bit of a loafing. But Annie's going to be, okay, wow, we're going to see probably one of Darius's best starts, starting with the Seal of Unity into Vanguard Captain. And we're going to be, from the Annie side, starting Traveling Merchant. Now, Traveling Merchant's going to be able to dig through that quite quickly, especially on Zone Warrens. Oh, we're seeing some of the tech being thrown away. Imperial Decree, we realize we're not going to get a lot of value out of that. Imperial Decree is very good into Aurora matchups or Go Tool, because you can basically make all of your recruits one-shot the giant baddies. Okay, so we're just taking the minimum amount of risk. Interesting, we decided not to play the Vanguard Captain to prevent a capture, but I guess since we're playing on the same battlefield, it really doesn't make sense to risk moving in. Hashtag Ray, very likely. Oh, we're going to discard the Draven. We're going to play another Seal of Unity, and we're going to get our Kaisa down. That's a very, very good start for Darius. But this is going to be a free take, and then we're going to get double zones. They're going to get 2 discards. So it's going to be Kaisa. Kaisa's going to get accelerated, and we're going to take down another recruit, draw a card, and then we get to draw a card and discard a card. Getting through that deck, and then Annie having the awesome legend ability, the Dark Child, of being able to, at the end of your turn, ready 2 runes. Now, we know how ridiculous Targon's Peak is in Kaisa, so Annie just gets that as a legend ability for free. Yeah, we've not seen the early hook, but we do have quite a bit going on for us. We've also got 2 seals as well, so we're going to be very good at maintaining our runes for the rest of the game. Although by playing both those seals in the order that they did, they have taken away the ability to get the Darius down this turn, because what we could have done is kept the seal we weren't going to use this turn, then use seal to pay for seal, and then that would have been allowed us to bring in Darius at 7, and then Darius would have been able to attack over Kaisa. That would have been risky, as Annie has 2 runes up, and we're probably going to see Fight or Flight when there's something to protect. We could be seeing Hedge Tech here. Remember, we have drawn 4 additional cards for Annie, so Annie is going to start finding the answers they want. Probably trying to decide whether they want to use the Fight or Flight to protect the Kaisa.
So insane. I mean, could you imagine if Darius went Seal, Vanguard, Hook by turn? Certainly that could never happen.
That has happened to Cerns before. I've watched him. I think that was a game against General Joe, I think it was. And then they just went turn 1 Vanguard Captain with Seal, and then turn 2 Hook. And then just everything after that was an absolute banger. Imagine going to a nightclub and hearing like Mr. Brightside, like to that level of energy, and that's like how that game was. Yeah. Oh, Kaisa into Kaisa cleave. Yep. I think you can Fight or Flight that if you have it to keep your Kaisa. I mean, you can pull your Kaisa back as well with Fight or Flight, and then run over the other one.
It was Cedro. Into turn 2 Draven, and it was Cedro.
Oh, Ride the Wind. We were thinking of hovering power. Sorry, was it Fury Power? We could Ride the Wind and then Flash. Flash is good too. Yeah, so this lets us basically keep our Kaisa available to get another card draw. Now with Annie, every single time that you get to draw a card, you're going to be able to continue to hold up responses whilst developing, which is just very, very good in this game. But we are double scoring on Darius every turn right now. Ride the Wind would have also been playable there, because we'd have been able to score on our opponent's turn and then get the hold point, and then we would have drawn and discarded a card.
Just remind people what Ride the Wind does.
Ride the Wind is an action card, so you can play it during a showdown or you can play it during your own turn. It costs 2 energy, 1 chaos rune, and you get to move a unit and then you ready it. So it's very, very powerful because you can move that unit to any battlefield or to your base and then you ready it so you can move again. So you can, for example, move to a location, then move back to base, or if you've got ganking, you can move to a location and gank across. So you usually play that as your finisher in this deck with Vi, who has the ability to increase her own might by sending cards from your trash back into your deck. And then you get Vi to be massive, and then you go Ride the Wind, and then you take both points. So she scores twice, because you're probably not stopping a 13-powered Vi. And we're going to see a bunch of cards coming through. Annie getting very far into the deck here. A Void Seeker would be pretty nice to get rid of the opposing Kaisa. But Draven is now at that magic 7 number, which makes it very difficult to interact with, because Falling Star will not do it. We do have 2 Chaos Runes, so we could be playing Rebuke. Yeah, go for the Void Seeker. Kill the Kaisa. It is potentially Ride the Wind. Yeah, so we get the double Conquer this turn. And then we get to take a new card and discard a card and draw a card, and then we can move our Kaisa back, and then we ready 2 runes. Beautiful. I really like this play from Sold Out. But obviously, Sold Out is one of the best. I've said it is. They're one of the best Annie players in the world. So they're always going to find these lines, and they're getting. They know that their goal is to get to 6, and then try and get that Vi through. But the only challenge that they're going to have is that Eric is going to know that they need to be holding up a Hidden Blade for when that happens. And we're going to see some tech being thrown out. The Leona being discarded by the Zone Warrens, and Draven's going to get ever larger again. By paying our Chaos Rune a little earlier there, we were unable to, we no longer have access to Rebuke, which would have been a way to temporarily answer the Draven, although it would have just got replayed, but it would have been back in base. Seal number 3, are we going Darius? Yeah, Darius is coming out, so this is the second card played, so then we'll just go in and we'll score again, so we're going up to 6, and we're threatening to win the game next turn. And Kai'Sa can't be either of those units. I mean, she could put a cleave. She can get rid of the Darius. I mean, we could pull the trigger on our Vi Ride the Wind this turn, but we've left 2 runes up, so presenting a Hidden Blade. We're quite far into the deck for our Darius player. Our Darius, yeah, got Cleave on Kai'Sa. It's kind of very dangerous to use your Hidden Blade here, even though it kind of makes sense. You could do it to prevent your opponent getting 2 cards, but you're going to give them 2 cards with this, and then if they've got Vi, Ride the Wind, and we can search for it, we've got exactly enough energy to do it. Vi Ride the Wind smashes both of these and gets us up to 6, and then Darius just doesn't have anything. There is a Vi, and it's also going to be the Arcane Special Edition art that recently got added. Yeah, we're just going to throw back...
Vi Destructive, which is currently in Chinese.
Yep, but yeah, you get to return cards from your trash. Yeah, we got the Ride the Wind combo. So now Vi is at 12, and then we use a Ride the Wind, and that gives us the ready, and then we're going to go over and gank. And if we don't answer this Vi, that discard pile is very, very big for the double conquer from there. So we also don't have our chosen champion anymore. So our accelerate options are pretty hard, and Annie has 1 million cards because we played that Hidden Blade on the Kai'Sa. We didn't have it available for this Vi play. And we needed to hold up a response to this. I think pulling it on the Kai'Sa, I can see the logic where you go, your opponent is more likely to have it if they get those draws. But this threatens game, and you need to make sure your response is available for this. So I think that was a premature Hidden Blade. Because your Draven wasn't at risk of anything else. You're so far out of all of the other ranges that your opponent basically has to fight or flight it or rebuke it just to get through. But now Vi will probably get a hold point, and then she'll gank over, and there's 9 cards in that trash. So she goes straight back up to 11. Double Zone Warrens being incredibly valuable. Oh, there's Bait Hook. Always nice when we see it. It just shows up
just a little
like
late.
A wizard.
It's fine.
Like a wizard, it's never late. It shows up precisely when it means to. Oh, but we do find ourselves a Spectral Matron from hand, which gets us a Vanguard Captain, which gets us 2.
Slowly rebuilding that Darius army.
Yeah, we've got the Baited Hook. I'm just trying to think about what we could find. We could, sacrificing 3, we can get a unit that has 4 at highest. So we can get another Spectral Matron, but then we still lose. I think we're looking for Vayne. Ideally, so we can send it in and just hope our opponent can't use fight or flight. I'm trying to think of what else you would want to find in this situation. Yep, it's not there, whatever we're looking for. But yeah, Sold Out, going to take the game down with Annie the Darkchild. That was absolutely splendid to see. But yeah, like this is like my problem with Darius Hook as a deck, is when you draw the hook, your advantage is kind of insurmountable if you get it early enough, because it's just so hard for decks to interact with Hook favorably. And now that Annie's won game 1, they are almost certainly going to have access to acceptable losses to interact. Vayne. Yes, Vayne is a 4 energy, 1 red power card that if you play it and they have something on a battlefield, it comes in ready, and it has assault free, so it's a 2 might unit, so it attacks for 5. And if it conquers, you can pay 1 to put it back in your hand. So in that situation, it would have gave you basically an accelerated unit that was bigger than Vi that you could have sent in to get Vi off the table, because Vi's ganking ability was going to end the game. Now, admittedly, Annie could just play the Annie and then get back the Ride the Wind and then score that way. So, although they wouldn't have been able to win the game immediately from there because they don't have access to ganking on the Annie. But like, they could have had another Vi in hand and then they had enough range to play Annie, Vi, Ride the Wind, and then just do the same thing again. So I don't think there was a winnable position for Eric. I mean, the way that Eric wins that game is just if Solak doesn't have it. But Vayne would have at least changed the situation a little bit. And if you're a frequent Darius player and you see a different line that you're digging for there, by all means, let us know in the chat. We're playing Arena's Greatest this time, so we're trying to accelerate the game. Obviously, as Annie, that's exactly where we want to be, is we're getting a ton of value, and we get to get Sneaky Deck hand down. So immediately we go ahead, score a point, get on there, and we get to use the Candlelit Sanctum. Placing both cards to the bottom, and then we're going to ready 2 runes, keeping our Hedge Tech Ray available, we're almost certainly siding in our Gusts here because they kill stuff. We've got a stacked deck as well, so we get to play that as action speed. A lot of people forget this is an action card. They play it prematurely when they could be presenting a different card in their hand. Obviously, it feels bad if your opponent then just doesn't take a showdown, but if your stacked deck stops your opponent scoring a point, I don't think you're too upset about that. Yeah, we get double stack deck here. That's fine. Yep, and we're going to go 2 points. And we're going to get a whole point on our Sneaky Deck hand. Now, Darius still has 4 energy to play with. Technically 5 if they play a smaller unit first, because they have access to their Darius Legend ability. Hand of Noxus. So, if we got you on the Annie train here nearly, is this a deck you can see yourself playing?
Yeah, it looks fun. It does look fun. I do just like the fact that one of the aims of the deck, it feels like, is for Annie to throw a woman just at your opponent, which is just fantastic.
Yeah. I really like the Annie deck, and it's like basically the deck that you take to a large tournament where you say, I actually just feel like having a lunch break because this deck is going to finish its games in like 10 minutes. Yeah, so yeah, you can play your
very quick.
You can play your dirtily Aurora deck, and I will see you going to time every 3 rounds. I'm gonna be over here enjoying my sandwich. Yeah, Darius is going to get a bit of this army going. We're going to get Trifarian Glory Seeker buffed up, and we've got the Faithful Engineer. Kaisa going to be able to score, and we're going to pull the Sneaky Deck hand back to base. We have 2 runes available, so this is threatening a recapture if you divide your forces. As we've got access to things like Cleave, we could just play Annie and then stack deck again, but I don't think we're necessarily worried about that right now. We've not exactly got a massive lead, and our opponent's got access to their Darius Trifarian this turn. All caps. I didn't think mid-range Yi would go to time 5 rounds straight. I mean, it's not supposed to. I'd say it's kind of a pilot issue, if that's what's happening. Not to throw any shade.
Yeah, I was about to say. It's just like, yeah, it's a pilot issue.
I love that little getaway. You can just basically say the most offensive things ever and just say no offense, and then you're absolved of any trouble or wrongdoing.
Unfortunately, that's not how it works. And there's a very good phrase that I hear a lot here in the UK, which is freedom of speech, not freedom from consequences.
Yes, it turns out you cannot just...
You can't just say anything you want and then just say, yeah, no offense.
Oh, no offense. Yes. I'm just being honest. It's like, no, you're just being a douche.
Yeah, Matt, your hair looks stupid. No offense.
I know I need to get it cut. Damn it. Yeah, so we're going to get the Faithful Captain off of the hook. I wonder if Annie has drawn... Oh, we've got double
baited hook.
Okay.
Annie is on 5 points, though. Are they going to try and move that up?
Oh, we're definitely taking 6 this turn. And then
how many cards does Sword Art Soon have?
Sword Art Soon has 2 cards in hand versus Annie's 6.
Well, Eric is playing Darius at the top, and Sword Art Soon is playing Annie, aren't they?
Yeah, the important thing isn't the number of cards in Darius's hand, it's the fact that they've got access to 2 hooks.
They do have access to hooks and also the Darius Trifarian.
Yeah. Although, what we're doing here with these stack decks is probably digging for our closing. We also need to fill up that trash if we are going to go for the Vi plan. Yeah.
Yeah, bringing that back. Solid.
Yeah. We can sacrifice a sneaky deck hand here.
Yeah, we do also have time to be able to move forward. Sword Art Soon is on 6, and the most that Darius can get to here is 5. It just depends what is going to be sitting in those 2 zones by the end of this turn will really dictate where the game is going to go.
Sure, and I'm pretty sure there's a Taylor Swift song that answers your question. I think it's Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift does have a song that goes, "Me, I'm the problem, it's me."
Oh, yeah.
You did get it right, yeah.
There we go. I was thinking for a second, was that actually Kesha? I don't know.
Just pop culture references with Matargus Plays, where we don't make pop culture references as much as we go, is that right? Did that person do that? Maybe. Potentially.
We could Google it before we say anything, but we're not going to. That's half the fun of the banter.
No, true. I mean, we could sit here and just be making like Red Dwarf references. I'm not quite sure where that would come in, though.
To be fair, like I think Americans might struggle to watch Red Dwarf because it's like a very low budget sci-fi comedy show.
They rebooted. They rebooted it.
Yeah.
Tricky Tracy, popping in here to say Red Dwarf references, please. It's cold outside and there is no kind of atmosphere because this is the Midlands where I am. Big one here.
Oh, what happened to your Vanguard captain? They're dead, Dave. Everybody's dead. What happened to the Kaiser? They're dead, Dave. Everybody's dead. What about the Darius? They're dead, Dave. Everybody's dead. Like, oh my God, that's just like, I actually met the cat at Comic-Con. And it's funny because I was like going up and I was like, oh, okay, I don't really want to hassle this person because obviously they deal with this all the time. But he was just a really cool guy, actually. And he was talking about...
I think... do you know what? I think it was the same con. We were both at that con.
Yeah, we are. Because it was your dad who actually pointed him out. He was like, that's a cat. And I was like, oh, God, yeah. I was like, oh, I loved your show. Like, I watched it all as a kid. And he's like, do you watch the new series? I was like... There was more. I thought you ended after season 8. And he's like, yeah, we went straight to season 10. Like, the big joke in the series is they skipped season 9 because it went off the air for like, more than a decade. Something and then they got the 4 original actors back. But they were notorious for running out of budget. To get back to this game, we are seeing Kaisa and a recruit being pushed out. And Darius is going to score some points and take advantage of the Candlelit Sanctum. But Annie is sitting at 6 with 4 cards in hand going up to 5.
There was a really fun interaction I had with the cast of Red Dwarf one time where we went up to Chris Barry to ask whether they would want to learn how to play Versus System at the time. And as my friend was asking them, some stormtroopers came up at this Comic-Con and made me do push-ups. And I quote, Chris Barry said, go talk to Rob. He loves all that nerdy stuff. So we ended up teaching Rob Llewellyn. Was it Rob Llewellyn? No, it wasn't. Was it? Maybe.
Was Rob Llewellyn Rimmer?
No, Chris Barry was Rimmer? Am I saying names wrong?
I don't know. I know that character name, so I don't know their real name. I know Craig Charles, because he did Robot Wars.
Yeah, Chris Barry, I was right.
Okay, we're going for a hold plan on our Darius. But we've got 6 cards in the bin.
Yeah, it was Rob Llewellyn. Yeah, sorry. I'm well aware that we just went on a time. It's the ADHD. That's what happened there.
I'd love crying.
That's a big wall of units there. I didn't. I didn't
Yeah,
for a
we're
second.
going for a whole plan, but what we can do, okay. So we're telegraphing that we have the ride the wind Vi combo because we're just throwing this traveling merchant under the bus. Oh, not necessarily. We got one to. We could do it.
As Tricky Tracy says there, no caster asks, "Is that right?" It's all about there. That's an interesting play, which I'm pretty sure we've said more than once. I love that our viewer count went up as we went on a massive tangent about Red Dwarf.
Yeah, I imagine it's the rest of the players in the tournament that just want to see how the deck plays out. And or Sold Out is just basically did a little tweet and said, "Hey, come watch me wreck this game."
That is
Darius is very low on runes from these
very,
double hook.
very, very low on runes, but that is a big wall set there. But could be the hold plan that we go for here. But let's see what happens. Yeah, that's an Annie moving over there. Ooh.
Defensive line here.
Yeah,
we go for a full stack. We go for a full stack, and we get to defend with 4 runes and a guaranteed fighter flight. So that Darius is completely unplayable in this situation. And your opponent's only got 5 runes to fight back, and we've got at least 1 fighter flight. I'm pretty sure Souls is going to take this down. I think you could hook and dig for a Darius. That would be a good start, because you can get rid of the Spectral Matron. But we put our whole team over there. We don't have the mobility to get them back over to the Candlelit Sanctum to contest this. The logic was basically, I need to stop Annie winning the game, and they currently can't if I do it this way, but now we don't have a way of winning the game unless we can play through at least 1 fighter flight. And our whole team is stranded over in Arena's Greatest. So they're all over there, like, on the Olympic stand, like the one who's like biting the medal, kissing a girl, spraying the champagne, stood in 3rd place. That's kind of where they are right now in terms of what they need to be doing.
Tricky Tracy, thank you very much. Matt and I have known each other probably most of our lives at this point, but we were essentially casting the Yu-Gi-Oh! Championship Series official live streams for Euros and Worlds for quite a many number of years, ever since the first ever streamed official live stream back in 2014. So yeah, almost a decade.
That was funny. Like that first event we did, they said, "Okay, guys, you're not going to be on camera, and you're going to have a 10-minute delay. So you say anything you don't, we'll just edit it out." And then we get there and go, "Okay, change your plan. You are going to be on camera. There's no delay. You're doing it live. Good luck."
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
It was just basically like the Tenacious D video. We both looked at each other and we just said, "All right, play the best song in the world." Okay. Yeah. And then that's how it started.
Oh, it looks like we've got Dollar Obama going into the finals.
Dollar Obama on the Kaiser. So we've definitely got Kaiser going through. And even if you're not playing Kaiser, you put Kaiser in your remaining decks because both Darius and Annie is playing Kaiser. So Kaiser will be making a double appearance in the finals, just not as a legend. Unfortunate for Gelwin's set is unfortunately at the end of the road. Yeah, we're going to find a Kaiser.
May very well have to.
We're going to trade Kaisers.
Yep. Just trying to chip away at that last line of defense that they got there.
Oh, Hidden Blade.
Ooh. Very nice.
It's got to be Hidden Blade with the...
Is it?
Oh, Darius finds the out. Oh, that's beautiful.
Look at that. One rune left.
1 rune, and we've got fine. Fly Ride the Wind is like, that was a heroic last stand, but I am just going to obliterate you.
Yeah.
Don't even need to explain it. It's like, yeah, I've got it. I'm just going to now run my entire team over you. That was like, as far as a comeback could go to give yourself a chance. That was as good as it could have gone for Darius, but Vi just gonna wreck you.
Absolutely,
as she does.
Amazing game. Absolutely fantastic. So it looks like we are going to be waiting for the final. Am I correct there, or have I completely missed it?
Is the final? We are no. I'm getting extra hyped because after this, it means I get to go to bed. Assuming the energy drink wears off and I can actually sleep. I'll probably fall asleep around 5 a.m. And we have a meeting at 12 tomorrow. Just so you know.
Yeah, we do. We do work on Fridays. On our games company, Mataroga Studios.
So we've got a client meeting at 12, so we're going to be doing that on minimum sleep. I just got to get up at 11 and make myself look presentable, or not turn on the webcam. That is plan B.
Oh, that's exact. I know. He says in the chat, dropping Vi Return the Wind like it's Exodia Lamau. pretty much exactly.
In this matchup, it is just obliterates you.
Gosh, so we are going to be able to go to our final table soon, which is going to be Dollar Obama versus Sold Out soon. But just before we do that, I want to show people what the meta looked like and how we're getting there all the way to where we are at this final of the 5th round of Thursday Night Fight. 2:30 in the morning UK time, which actually means that this has gone significantly quicker than we were expecting. We had a 45% Kai'Sa showing right at the start, Yasuo just behind that, then a Yi behind that, and then one of pretty much every other deck that you could imagine. We then went into the semi-finals. Oh, sorry, that was the round 3 that we were looking at there. The start actually showed us quite a big diversity of decks. Then going into round 3, where we saw that Kai'Sa dominating into the semi-finals, where we saw 4 different legends that were being played. We had an Annie, a Kai'Sa, a Darius, and a Set, whereas we go now into... Oh, that's a different thing that I've got up there. As we go into the finals with Dollar Obama Sold Out soon, which I believe is going to be Kai'Sa versus... who we just saw? Annie. So yes.
I will say that Annie's worst matchup is probably Kai'Sa, because Kai'Sa kills lots of small things. It's not unwinnable, but it is just kind of a very hard matchup to play into. We finished that.
Tricky Tracy is actually just asking a question in the chat there. Yasuo is picking up a lot of steam recently. What matchup does he target?
Yasuo is very good into mid-range stuff. I think they're going to be ready, so I'm just going to let them know we're heading over to the table.
Yep, I'll go back to letting you know. No worries at all. Just going to be finding their table now, and yep, looks like Sold Out is going to be hosting it. So heading over, and it looks like they are just getting ready to start.
Okay, yeah, I just got to join.
So no worries at all. I'm just getting the table set up so that we can head over there. And, oh, perfect. Oh, getting some lag just as they load in their decks, as you usually get. I just need to make sure that I change some people's names, and we'll head straight over there. Which is this one. It needs to be Dollar Obama. First time I think we're actually seeing Dollar Obama on stream. They were in chat earlier, which was really nice to see. A lot of players been heading over here to have a look at how everybody else's games are going. So we're over on the table now.
Kai'Sa versus Annie. Also, if you happen to be one of the players in the finals, we do appreciate that you don't watch the stream, or at least have it muted and not invisible.
Yeah.
That would be the preferred way of playing this match. So yeah, trick or treat, Tracy. Yasuo has got so many tricks to keep aggressive decks away from the point, and Yasuo is just kind of a ridiculous win condition on its own. You get to play 2 really, really powerful colors as well. You can be pretty big into the big late game stuff because you've got access to things like Tasty Fae Folk, White Flame Protector if you want to go really big. It's not one that you usually see, but you can go, for example, White Flame Protector, pump itself, then you use Yasuo's ability to just shove it straight on. So you've got some interesting matchups. The problem is it's just like Kai'Sa kind of shoots you to shreds. It just kills all of your units and stuff. So yeah, but Yasuo is really, really cool, and it's one of those decks that you have to spend a lot of time on in order to get the rewards out of it, and it's probably just a lot easier to learn decks that have already kind of been proven until somebody shows up with a good, successful Yasuo story. Yeah, we're going to see the Kai'Sa player coming out with a Ravenbloom student and going to get the first cap. We're going to go Void Seeker onto the Ravenbloom student. That's pretty good. And we've also got the Pouty Pori, which is very good into this matchup because it's going to score a point and Hextech Ray is far less effective. So we are going to get to play Kai'Sa and hold up that 1 rune, presenting the Hextech Ray. So we're happy to send the Pouty Poro into the Void Gate. That tells me that we potentially are looking at accelerated Kai'Sa into, Zone Warrens. Our opponent can't Hextech that. The problem with the Kai'Sa is you don't want to send it into Void Gate because Hextech Ray will kill it. So we get rid of the Gust and we get to draw another card. That's pretty cool. We've burned one of our opponent's energy, so we've played more efficiently. But the Kai'Sa is now going to step in, but we can Hex Tech Ray that because we're on Void Gate. Oh, we're going to go Flash and take 2 units back. So this actually denies Dollar Obama the ability to kill either of those units. You could go for Falling Star, but you're killing a Kai'Sa. I mean, you're not targeting the Pouty Poro. That would be pretty painful. We do get to build a bit of an army and hold up 3. So we've got the Void Seeker ready for the Kai'Sa. So we're going to send in the Pouty Poro to get the card draw, maybe?
Oh, maybe. Let's see where we're going.
I mean, Pouty Poro with Cleave into Kai'Sa would be slightly more favorable. This definitely resolves, though. And we get to discard a card and draw a card. We're throwing out Vi. Okay.
What does that tell you?
Say that potentially you have another Vi in there, because you only need 1 to win. So there's probably at least one of those cards of Vi. It's not useful until much later, and you might be in a situation where you just need gas, but the rest of the play seems pretty sustained. So I'd guess that there's another Vi in the hand, and you just don't need to. We offer a trade. Hedge Tech Ray is going to be able to kill the Kai'Sa. Play the other Kai'Sa. Oh, Darius.
Oh, Darius.
Because we played Stat Deck. This is the second card we're playing. Smokescreen.
There it is. You called it.
It's a pretty good siege opportunity to try and get into that Kai'Sa, because if they don't have it, we just get ahead. We discarded Gust as well, which is pretty good against Ravenbloom. Do we let the Pouty Poro go?
Let's see.
It's kind of difficult. It's very difficult to defend the Pouty Poro. I mean, we could flash it back to base again, but we're not gaining a lot of value by doing that. Fight or flight. Okay, yeah, we're going to move our Pouty Poro back. It's better to have a unit than not have it, but on its own, a Pouty Poro is not going to be able to go in and take either of these. We can actually call the Kai'Sa back. It does mean that we can challenge the Void Gate. Pouty Poro is very good at that because of the deflect. It means that your opponent, and it's got 2 might, so your opponent gets like 0 value attacking it in a Void Gate. We send the Ravenbloom to get the double point score.
We already did have it because of the hold, didn't we?
It's like, do you really want to stupefy my Poro? I mean, you force the stupefy onto their own unit if they want to do it that way, which could then be quite vulnerable to Falling Star. Void Seeker.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Okay, and we're paying 5 to bring down that Darius. And a Cleave.
Yeah, Annie is struggling at this point. As we can see, all of their units are just getting picked apart. Yeah, we're going to
doing what Kai'Sa does best.
Yeah. We're still at 4 points, but we are still 2 points away from our ideal situation, and Kai'Sa has a lot of runes. We could be seeing Watcher here. And then playing the Darius. I mean, if they do have Watcher, you'd want to have Fight or Flight or Flash. I think we have a Vi in our hand is one of the cards I'm reading based on the fact we free one out. It could have just been it's way too early for Vi. Yeah, Falling Star. Can't defend from that. And Kai'Sa's going to get another point and draw. Lecturing Yordle. Draw card. So yeah, we're only going up to 5 though. Stack deck. We are going to get to search for our consistency a little bit. And here's the thing, we need to get those 2 points so that if we do go for a Ride the Wind Vi, that we're going from 6 to 8. We don't want to be going from 4 to 6, blowing our entire combo.
Yeah, as Soun's just saying there, I like Tanny's play, it forced both those answers, but sometimes Kai'Sa just has them both.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's very consistent. A lot of the cards just say draw card, and you are going to get through your deck. But in some cases, if you know you're in an unfavorable matchup, you have to take more risks. Yeah, we do have the Vi, and yeah, we are going to just fire off the combo. Or at least as much of it as possible. So that potentially means that we were holding double Vi. Oh, maybe we were holding all 3 Vi's. I mean, even in this case, we just send the amount necessary back to the deck.
Yeah. There's the Ride the Wind.
Beat up the Ravenbloom, draw a card. Not draw a card, sorry. We get to 6. We might have another pair of them, but we'd have to discard one.
And there's the Zone Warrens.
There's no way you just... It is
Ride the Wind.
I think you had Vi Ride. I think the other card in our hand was Vi Ride the Wind. Oh, the reason we can fire the Ride the Wind is we got Annie.
Yes.
So if we are going to get through this turn... we got Flash. Oh, okay.
Ooh,
Flash is good because we've got Ride the Wind with Annie. So we... it's going to be tough.
Dropping a Cleave, counting out how many runes we got there.
Yeah, we could be looking at... we'd want Falling Star if we have it. Go to 7. Goes for Yordle. Draw a card. Is it Falling Star? It is Falling Star.
Yep. There it is.
I reckon we have another Vi, though.
You think?
I think we have another Vi.
Let's see.
If we had it, we'd have just slammed it. It's Annie. Annie. Ride the Wind. Possibly. But you can... We could go for stack deck. No, we're conceding. We realise we haven't got it. Yeah. Okay, I think it was Flash and some other red card that I saw. Unfortunate. Had the Falling Star not been available there, that Vi would have absolutely caught the end of the game there.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a very hard matchup for Annie. It's just, you have to take risks, and Kai'Sa is just very good at shooting stuff. And even when we got a relatively good start, we got pretty close to winning the game, but just Kai'Sa had it. Yeah, sometimes they do.
We've had some absolutely amazing games. For those that haven't been here, we saw some really cool round 1 play, which was Volibear versus Lee Sin. Lee Sin just stacking brick by brick a huge wall. Then
we're gonna have to see, where did the Lee Sin get to in the tournament standings, actually.
That would be a good idea. That was a really fun looking deck. And if you're enjoying this content, give us a follow if you're not already.
We know where the volley got. It went out in round 1. It was Diamond Hat who was playing Lee Sin, and then Gale Winds beat Lee Sin to go into the next round, and then they beat Houses Are Big, and then they got beat by Dollarama. But the Lee Sin story ended in round 2.
Yeah. Thursday Night Fight is usually over on the TNF Riftbound channel, so go and give them a follow. Matt's on there with David every Thursday, and I am with Matt every Saturday for the Bandle Blitz, which is a casual tournament. You can join any of the Discords there that are pinned. One of them is for Thursday Night Fight, so you can join the tournament, or you can join Riftbound Test and Chill, which is our server, and play in our casual tournament and just learn more about the game, meet a bunch of cool people who also have an interest in the game. And if you want to see more content like this, we do have our YouTube channel where we upload all of these stream VODs and also some lovely tutorials on how to play. And we do also have a nice set deck guide going up to Puku. Sending Kai'Sa to Void Gate when there's an empty zone warrant was inting, but yeah.
Yeah. We are going to send the Traveling Merchant to the Reaver's Row. Oh, and we've got the Sneaky Deckhand on Arena's Greatest, so we are a massive star. We're holding up 3 runes, immediately able to Void Seeker. And the cool thing with this Reaver's Row is it's going to let us Falling Star go after both units. We can't protect the Minani, so that's a really good start because the Reaver's Row would have allowed us to fall back and then trigger our Traveling Merchant again. Yeah, there's a reason for it though, PewQ. I mean, it seemed very risky playing into a hedge tech, especially with your Kaiser, but Sold Out has done extraordinarily well in online tournaments, so I imagine there was a reason for it, even if it looks questionable to us, because we can't see their hands or what thing is. I can't imagine that was just a bad play in general because they didn't see it. Yeah, we are going to try to Void Seeker the Lecturing Yordle, and it's going to get retreated. We're going to get down the Pouty Poro, so the Pouty Poro is going to be able to start pushing out, but we can see the advantage of the Kaisa, Daughter of the Void, just not paying power costs because we've already Falling Starred and we've still taken a rune lead here. And we get the Accelerated Kaisa, and now we've just moved ahead on the score. And that Pouty Poro on its own is not going to be able to beat anything. You get to hold up 2 runes as well. Kaisa really does have it all. Do you want to use the Reaver's Row? Pass. I'm okay to fight this. We're gonna take it. You just pass. Okay, we get the Raven Bloom, Darius, and then Cleave. Yep. And we get to take away the Kaisa. You got a smoke screen? No, we've got another retreat. This is going to keep the ramp going. But we do get our 4th point, and we get the whole free open. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We could go 8, but it's going to be very difficult. It's going to be difficult to play a Watcher into Annie's runes. I mean, you could do, like, to see if they have the Fight or Flight. You're probably better off playing your Darius, though, if you're going to do that. It's going to be difficult to win with Void Seeker, Hedge Tech, or something like that. Okay, so our own Darius. Okay, yeah. Do we have Firefly? Oh, we've got Flash. Okay. Actually holding up Smokescreen here. Falling Star. Double Falling Star, yeah. There's kind of a lot of these decks come down to these Kaiser games, how many Falling Stars you draw. The card is rather disgustingly overtuned. We do have Vi, and we're going to use the effect, and then we're going to go for the double take. Six going up to 9. Yep. Of all the responses, there's nothing that answers you there. Ride the Wind, get 1, get 2. And then 4, Annie. Ride the Wind. Yep, because we can play that during our opponent's turn as well. So we can potentially score and then get a hold point. So we've seen 2 of the Falling Stars come out. This is a very difficult turn for Kaisa, because if Kaisa tries to start a showdown on that Reaver's Row, first of all, Vi just comes home. If you... And then that Ride the Wind is just able to also get the Annie onto the Reckoner's Arena to score a point in the opponent's turn and then get a hold point there. So yeah, we're going to draw a card with Lecturing Yordle. We've seen the threat. We need spell removal. Void Seeker, yeah. So we're going to play the one removal. We have to hold up a way of stopping this Annie from being able to. So that's got to be Hashtag Ray. Oh, no, it's not Hashtag Ray. And Annie is going to take it down. Game 2. We've just accidentally put the Annie in the deck. So that's going to be our chosen champion. But yeah, Annie able to just press the aggression up, go for a Vi combo exactly when necessary, and then get that Ride the Wind ready so that Dollar Obama is like, okay, great, I'm under threat by 2 things that I absolutely have to deal with, and it turns out they could only deal with 1. Yeah, that was really well played there. And again, it's sort of just making sure you understand your role in the game. It's like, I'm the aggressive deck. I'm not winning from grinding. As long as I played all of my cards as the aggressive deck. Oh, we're playing on Kaisa's preferred battlefield, as it allows her to basically pretend that she's Annie.
Nice.
And Annie is playing the Dreaming Tree, which is really interesting because we've got a lot of cards like Flash. Annie is the most successful aggro deck, I would say, Snarky, because Victor is also pretty aggressive, but Annie actually closes games, which Victor can struggle with. It's a very, very fun deck, and like even like there, right? We get to go heads with a sneaky deckhand. It would be so cool if we could play Misfortune Bounty Hunter, but she's just a bit too expensive. So yeah, this way we get to get the Poro, we get to establish the Kaisa, and then we hold up 2 runes. Go for Void Seeker on the. Oh, that's going to be an easy flash draw card. Yeah. And now you've given the Sneaky a chance to attack Targons. I mean, you're holding up a bunch of stuff, but yeah, we just move back in. We get the point. We decide actually it's not worth killing the Sneaky. We've got a quick stack deck, so we can start digging. And the key thing is this is filling up the trash as well, which is going to set up that lethal combo a little bit later. I mean, yeah, Kai'Sa is also an incredibly aggressive deck. But I'd say if you wanted to say which one is the most aggressive, I think it's Annie. Kai'Sa's just massively overtuned because it does everything. Oh, we're going to go for Stupefy Falling Star, and then we're going to get a double kill here. Yeah, sneaky deckhand. Yeah, we're not ever going after the Poro in this situation. But we are going to score our 3rd point. Do you want the Void Seeker? No, Lecturing Yordle. Yeah, the way you play around Targon's Peak is you understand that the Kaisa player can only trigger it once every other turn. Because if they move there and you don't kill their thing, and then they get a hold point, they can't use it to develop and have runes available. The problem that you don't want to run into playing Kaisa on Targon's Peak is that you just give it to them every single turn to just go, cool, I kill your guy, I take it, and then I ready 2 runes. Because then they go play Kaisa, play Darius, and then they leave up responses to you, and then you just go, this deck's incredibly unfair. But you end up in a situation where you know your opponent's every other turn is going to be much stronger than yours. Stupefy? Yep, we're going to lose Sneaky Deckhand, but the Sneaky Deckhand's definitely got its energy values worth of cards. Yeah, the Falling Star, very brutal in the early stages. Kaisa, no chill from Dollar Obama. They come out swinging with their entire armada of weenies here. This is going to be a cleave. Yep. And we're going to get a draw off of the Dreaming Tree. If we've got Ride the Wind, we can take it here and score another point. Oh, we've got Darius as well. Darius also gets us there and will help us ready 4 runes. And we're at 6, so we're threatening our opponent with a good time right now on the next turn.
We really have had some fantastic gameplay this tournament.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm loving this. And if you want to catch the VOD and do some watchbacks a little bit later, this will be going up on the Matorgas Plays channel as well, so you'll be able to see all of this. Yeah, we've got 2 Raven Blooms and a Watchful. We could be on Flash again to move our 2 units back. And then we've got Annie for the Cleave again. You could go Watcher, but then that is so horrifically bad into Flash. And then Flash would draw us another card as well because of Dreaming Tree. It's a card that just doesn't see a lot of play, but like in just like these situations where you put on so much pressure, being able to just keep those units, it's another Falling Star. And we go after the 2 units. Oh wait, no, we're threatening to. We've just put some damage on Darius. We are going to go Flash yep, and we're going to get the draw as well off of the Dreaming Tree. Then after that, combat units will heal. Kai'Sa can go to 6 as well, but Kai'Sa needs to defend. Kai'Sa going to 6 in order to win the game. This is the best way to do it, to go for the defense, because you just put the minimum commitment into Dreaming Tree, and you're also going to then ready 2 runes for the Targon's Peak. But we're in danger, and we've got access to Annie to get the Darius Cleave going. We've got 5 runes available, so Smokescreen very much on the cards. Do we have Ride the Wind Vi? Send in the Poro. It scores. A hold plan would be very difficult. 4. Annie. Cleave. Darius gets a Cleave. Comes in for 10. It's fighting 8 right now.
There's some thoughts going on.
Stupefy. It's gonna give both those Raven Blooms plus, so there's now going to be 10 versus 9. Yeah.
No response.
Vi.
Oh, Vi. I'm assuming that Ride the Wind's going to come down.
Yeah, they have it. Yeah, we're pumping it.
Yeah, most definitely.
Even that, we're just saying to our opponent, do you concede? You do it, just don't show them the Ride the Wind. Oh yeah, it's there. Just there. The answer is always draw it. And boom, 8 points being scored by Souls. Sold out even. Congratulations to them winning. Sold out soon. Winning the Thursday Night Fight Night. I believe they are the first 2-time winner, actually. I'd have to check.
Have a quick look at the Hall of Fame.
Yep, week 6.
Yep.
They're the first 2-time winner. There you go, guys. We have a world first right here for you. But absolutely love that. We get to see an Annie deck winning its worst matchup in the finals as well. That is incredible. We got to see that beautiful Vi Ride the Wind combo multiple times.
Most definitely. Such a really fun tournament. Lots of really fun games all the way through. Yeah. What can I say? It's 3 a.m.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I'm getting pretty tired at this point, I think, but it was so nice for all of you to be here watching. We really appreciate all the follows that we had. There are quite a lot of you that followed during this stream. If you want to catch us again, we'll be live again on Saturday. If you want to find me anywhere else, I'm nearly not quite. And Metaricus Plays is here with me on this channel and on our YouTube as well, where this VOD will be going up probably on Saturday. Today we have a set deck review.
It's a deck guide. It basically explains a bit about the character and 2 of the builds I've been playing around with, and then we take a look at a tournament build. So yeah, by all means, come check it out. I'd love to get your feedback on those kinds of videos of like, hey, we want you to go into more detail here, or I have questions, and that kind of stuff will just help make better content in the future. And more Riftbound content means we've got more things we can do when doom scrolling our phones.
Yeah.
So
good night, Dalai Obama. As you just said in chat there, you had an absolutely amazing game. That was a really entertaining final. Thank you very much for it. Just take a quick look, just to end out where we were to start. We had our Kai'Sa, then Yasuo, Yi, Darius, and Set, and then we had a few decks that were just at 1, including that Annie that we ended up seeing in our finals. As we came into round 3, Kaiser had a massive dominance at 45% of all decks, but when we got to our semi-final, we got to see a really nice spread of single legends in there, not champions, of an Annie, Kaiser, Set, and Darius, and all the way through to the final that we just saw there, where we saw Annie taking the $20 home. Thank you all very much. Saw that soon in the chat as well. Fantastic game. Thank you very much. We are going to be ending up here. Do you have any final words for the chat, Matt?
Yeah, no, guys, thank you so much for coming along and enjoying this journey with us. It's been a ton of fun casting. I'm looking forward to the next time we get to do this, which will be Saturday. Yeah, love to see you again. But for now, I think it's a great time to sign off and go get some sleep, or as much as this taurine in my blood is going to allow, so I can get up in time for that meeting in a few hours. But yeah, guys, it's been a pleasure and looking forward to seeing you next time. Cheers.
No worries at all. Thank you very much and good night, everybody.